I remember there was a time when we was kings and queens, prophets and rulers, judging the earth. But now we stuck at the bottom of the totem pole. Where did we go wrong as a people? I think our people need to understand this with a wake-up call and give them understanding on what's going on. So bring it.
Early morning, rise up, open your eyes up, looking in the mirror, it clearer, cause we don't Hennessy bottles up on the shelf, cause everybody wanna be chasing, but not facing the facts that as a nation we all done got lax and letting the devil control us and thinking like Africans, they sold us. We in captivity because they hold us. Working hard with heavy burdens on our shoulders. Man, I thought we were some soldiers.
Okay, Shalom Israel.
Shalom.
Welcome to get into questions first, and if we have none, we'll get into class. All right. If y'all don't know, we have classes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays out here in Houston, Texas. And we are at 8524 South Braeswood. Okay, Houston, Texas, 071. All right. We also have classes 217. We also have classes in Albuquerque, 501 Albuquerque, New Mexico, 8710. So, if you brothers and sisters are interested in getting class and you in those areas, or you know somebody that wants class, go ahead and hit us up, and we can give you all the information again if you don't have it. All right? Okay. Let me see here. We're gonna start having classes in Trinidad. So if you're in Trinidad and you want classes, all right, we are having class out there now. I have to get the address. We just got the location. If you want that, hit us. My number is gonna be on the screen. Class, we will be out there also. Subscribe. All right. We kind of have classes kind of skimpy right now because we have a few events going on and we want to let y'all know about it. We're in the fair, the Fort Bend Fair, so if you want to support that way, we sell our little products, which we've had our business for over 10 years now, and we sell aromatherapeutic oils, aromatherapeutic candles, bath bombs, natural soaps, and stuff like that. And our website is Eastern Oils 12. What is our website? I'm saying let me get the website. It's Eastern Oils USA. EasternOilsUSA.com. And you can go on there if you want to support that way. All right. If you want to give alms or something like that, that information is going to be up there also. Let me see. All right. So tomorrow, sundown, from the 3rd sundown to the 10th sundown, we're having Feast of Tabernacles. And with our school, what we do is we get together all the brothers and sisters for those 7 days, and we feast in commemoration of the Feast of Tabernacles. So we're not going to be online those days. So just letting y'all know from the, let me see here. Let me see. I'm just trying to. look up the date here. We got, so for the 10th, we're in October? No, we're not. No. Hold on, sorry. So yeah, from the 3rd, so tomorrow sundown to the 10th sundown, we're not going to have class. So this week and then Monday next week. All right? Just letting y'all know, and if you're local in the area and you want to join us, you can always text us and hit us up, because we will be getting together, getting chubby, and joining in on the brotherhood and the sisterhood. That's what we do in this camp. We just try to take those 7 days to get together. It's going to be a lot of eating, dealing with brotherhood, sisterhood. So that's what we're going to be doing. So that's why we're not going to be online. So if you miss us, we haven't gone nowhere. Even though YouTube is trying to cut. I heard that YouTube is trying to cut a lot of people off right now, you know, and try to control what is being dropped. But either way it go, we should still be here. We're going to, just those days, we're going to be offline, all right? So those are the updates. We're going to open it up with questions. Let me see here, what else? Yeah, we're going to open it up with questions. We got kids class. Can't forget that. That's every Sunday at 11 o'clock. If you want your kids to be involved, there's a lot of kids from the camp that comes, gets taught, and they need that. All right? So that's the updates. Do we have any questions? We'll open up with that. If we don't have any questions, we'll go to class. Yeah.
I was reading, you know, when he was talking about like us praying,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, he said, don't be like the hypocrite dude that wanna like pray like in his the streets with their hands up,
Yeah.
or like, and then it kind of struck me. Then I was like in the congregation.
Mm-hmm.
So can you break that down for me? Like,
Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go to this, and then we'll get these questions out. Let me know where it is, and we'll go there.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm. Matthew 6, verse 5. Matthew 6 and 5. Wait till everybody get it.
Done.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 5.
Y'all got it?
Done.
Go ahead.
And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are.
See, stop. Very first, right there it's telling you. Right there it's telling you. It's not telling us to not pray.
Right.
It's not, and I know this is it's gonna be simple to you, but you gotta go there. Just for your question's sake. Go to Psalms 1 and 1. Go to Psalms 1 and 1. Because think about it. When we pray, let's see how the Most High establishes us. Read Psalms 1 and 1.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
Go ahead.
nor standeth in the way of sinners,
Uh-huh.
nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Go ahead.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
I'm sorry. Psalms 133, bro. Forgive me. Yeah, Psalms 133, my bad. Mm-hmm. Psalms 133 and 1.
Psalms chapter 133 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, how good and how pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity.
In what?
Unity.
In unity. So, right, how did they do it back in the days? Go to Acts 2. So we're supposed to be in unity, right? All right. So let's get some understanding. Is Matthew 6 saying, hey, don't pray with brothers, don't pray with brothers in the open? Or is it saying exactly what the first part meant, which was not as the hypocrites? You see?
Like, be sincere when you do it.
There you go. It can't be like, oh, I'm finna get noticed now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yahweh, Ba'asham, like to be seen of man. Anything that the Pharisees did, they did it men-pleasing. So he was reminding them, don't be like these hypocrites that inwardly they're full of bones. Or and outwardly they're like these beautiful sepulchres. But their spirit on the inside was wrong. Because they didn't do the works and deeds of the righteous. Right? So that was a common theme with the Pharisees. So he's reminding them that, listen, when y'all go and pray, don't be like these people. Do it from your heart. Do it sincere. Because I got so many scriptures popping in my head. Read that where you're at. Go to Acts 2. Acts 2. And you're going to read verse 4.
Acts chapter 2 and verse 4.
I'm sorry, 1.
Acts chapter 2 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And when the day of Pentecost was fully come,
Uh-huh.
they were all with one accord in one place.
They were what?
All with one accord in one place.
They were in unity. They got all these brothers and sisters in one place, one accord. Go ahead.
And suddenly there came a sound from heaven, as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting.
Right. So what were these brothers and sisters doing in one place in one accord?
In the same mind, praying.
In the same mind, praying, preaching the word of the Most High. Right? So he ain't saying don't be in unity. He ain't saying don't pray together. He's saying don't be as the hypocrites. Right? Because we did it all through the scriptures. We did prayers, and we prayed all through the scriptures in the midst of the congregation. I'm trying to look for this other one.
That was good, because I needed that clarification. Like when I read it, and then like the other day we went out to the park and we eating outside. Then we got I kind of like felt some kind of way, but like I said, I ain't had like the full understanding of it.
Right. Yeah. No, it's all good. But the thing is that, the Most High, and we talk about it a lot here about not doing things carnally. Having the fringes on, but he that is a Jew is one inwardly. Everything that Christ came to give us was the understanding of the law, not to take it away. So while they were doing it, he was like, yeah, but you're being fake and phony about it. And I hate to bring it up, but it goes right with your example or your question. It goes right with it. How many brothers and sisters be online and they doing it just for show? Oh, you gonna get the camera out just to set up prayers again. Right? We gonna pause. You know what I mean? We gotta pause right now. And we gotta watch it. It's not a photo op. It's not a video opportunity. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of times, man, when we roll, we try not to get into all that. I mean, we do a lot. But do you see a lot of it online?
A lot.
Nah. You know why? Because it's not a... And here's the thing. I'm not saying that brothers that are doing it sincerely are wrong. What I'm saying is that the wrong example is you're trying to do this for a video op and a photo op. Now, who can judge them? Yeah, because we don't know. But a lot of times, it looks like what? Yeah, they're doing it for show. Like, I'm not saying I can sit there and judge every video and be like, oh, that's not sincere. We're not saying that. Let's do it with reality. But at the same time, you can see a lot that's like, okay, we're going to do this for show instead of being sincere. Because how did you catch it right on time? How did you catch it right at that moment? You know,
You didn't feel the spirit behind it.
right. But no, but I'm saying that it's like a photo op. It's a video op. Instead of just doing it to the Most High. You know, they want everybody to see this, you know. But once again, it got to be to the Most High. We're the lights of the world also, right? So we're supposed to want the world to see it, right? So, but what is Christ judging? He's judging your intentions. And he was telling them their intentions aren't correct. They're not doing it from the heart because they want to glorify the Most High. They're doing it because they want to glorify themselves. So that's where the line is driven, you know, and drawn, I should say. Go from there. Go back to the scripture.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are.
Right, and that's the most important part. We read past that, we won't understand it. Don't be like the hypocrites. Why? Go ahead.
For they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corner of the streets, that they may be seen of men.
Right now, go to Psalms, and I found it, 111 and 1. Psalms 111 and 1.
Psalms chapter 111 and verse 1. Praise ye the Lord. I will praise the Lord with my whole heart in the assembly of the upright.
We did it. We were praying amongst each other. We wasn't, you know, just like hiding out. And when he said go in the closet, he was reminding them, listen, be sincere. If you're doing this because you want people to see and be like, yo, that brother's prayers are strong. You're doing it wrong. The Most High ain't hearing that. He's looking at your heart. Everything he did. Remember he said if you got a problem with a brother, it said if you go bring your gift before the altar, leave that gift there. Why? Because your heart ain't right. Everything he was saying, that the Pharisees' heart wasn't right. And this is a big thing with us too, with Israelites now. Because a lot of what is being done now is all for show. How do you know it's for show? Well, the photo ops, but also because brothers don't want to learn it the right way. They don't want to get in and really study and get the knowledge. They just want to yell out and bark out scriptures. Yeah. How you also know it's not sincere? Because brothers will get and use this Bible against a woman, but when the brother tells them, now it's like the brother get all uncomfortable, don't want to hear that. But when you give them skill to get your woman in order, they want to hear that. But that's not sincere. You're supposed to be like, damn, let me do it the right way. Let me get me right. So we got to beware of that spirit. And I always, like I said, that's why I don't like, we only do this for our people. But the photo ops on Facebook and the videos all the time, I really don't prefer it. But I know this, though. The Jews require what?
A sign.
So you got to do it somewhat. The reason why there's certain camps that's more known is because they put everything on video. Right. So it is a benefit, but what the Bible is saying is the Most High is looking at your heart while you're doing it. So regardless of your notoriety, are you doing this sincerely? Regardless if you're not, are you doing it sincere? Right? So that's what we got to remember. Read that one more time.
Psalms 111 and verse 1. Praise ye the Most High. I will praise the Most High with my whole heart in the assembly of the upright and in the congregation.
Right, and in the congregation. Psalms 107:32.
Psalms chapter 107 and verse 32.
Right.
Let them exalt him also in the congregation of the people.
Right.
And praise him in the assembly of the elders.
Right. You see that? So, yeah, we're supposed to be praying in amongst the people, amongst the elders, the brothers. Yeah, we all, as a nation, did it. We did it in unity. But Christ was warning us. Go back to Matthew's. Let's go back to Matthew. Where was your question at? Matthew's what?
6 and verse 5.
Matthew 6 and 5. Let's go back there. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 5. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are.
Right.
For they love to pray standing in the synagogue and in the corners of the street.
Right.
That they may be seen of men.
Right. So you see that? They're seen of men. They're only doing it for men. They only do it for the outward appearance. What's your question, sis?
No, I was just asking, what was the script, that other scripture you just read?
Psalms 107, verse 32. And that's just showing that we did pray. We did pray together. We did pray together in unity. The Most High wants unity. Go ahead.
Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
Right. What was their reward? What was their reward?
No, the reward is like someone said, "Oh yeah, that's them some good brothers right there."
Yeah, that's the reward.
They're righteous.
Their reward is being the notary of a man. You got your reward. You're not going to get a reward from the Most High now and then.
Because you did it the wrong way.
Right, because you got it from that man, what you wanted. You didn't do it sincerely. So he's saying your reward is that. Go ahead.
Verse 6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet.
Right.
And when thou hast shut thy door, pray to the Father which is in secret.
Right. You see that? So what he's showing them is it got to be from the heart. It got to be from within. It has to be sincere. Y'all see that?
God.
Go ahead.
And thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
Right. You see that? So because the Most High is dealing with what's in secret, what's hidden. He's dealing with your heart that is not seen before men. He's dealing with your conscience. So whatever we do, everything we go over the law reminds you that they didn't do it with a conscience towards the Most High in the law back then. Christ keeps reminding us it got to be in the conscience of a broken spirit, a broken and contrite mind. Y'all see that? Whether it's praying, alms, offerings, whether it's presenting yourself as a living sacrifice. Watch, go to Colossians 3, verse 23. Another one of our favorite scriptures.
Okay. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 23.
Wait till they get it.
Okay.
Colossians 3, verse 23. Go ahead.
And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Most High, and not unto men.
There you go. See? That's what he's reminding us. Do it unto the Most High and not unto men. Go ahead.
Knowing that the Most High ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance.
Right. See? But remember, you got to think about it. That's why you got to have a well-rounded understanding of the scriptures. Ye are the lights of the world. So the world is going to see us. It's not saying you got to do everything, everything, because brothers think that too. But if that's going to taint your spirit, like if you give this gift or this alms or offering or whatever, and it's going to taint your spirit because you want, let me explain it. So you give alms, right? You got a brother say, you know what, I don't let nobody know about that. Well, if me saying, well, this brother right here gives this and that, and because the scriptures say give men praise for what they do, right? It says honor men. Right? Honor men, right? So it says let no man praise himself, let another man praise you. So if you say, hey, this brother right here is an example, right? And that affects and that lifts your ego up, well then come back and say, you know what, bro, I don't want nobody to know about those arms. But if it's doesn't affect you in that way, it's okay. Hey, yeah, use me example, because either way it go, I'm not doing it for you anyway. Right. You see that? You know, so you don't necessarily have to be like, you know what, I don't tell nobody. Like, why? Let them see your works. So you see how it has to be a balance? Because they got to see your works. A lot of brothers, the Jews require what? A sign. So a lot of times, you got to be able to say, hey, look at this brother's example. Look at this sister's example. They're not Christ. Because that's what a lot of people think. Oh, that's Christ. He's the only one that can do that. No, there's brothers and sisters amongst us that are doing and giving and losing and building and growing. Look at this brother. Look at that sister, right? And then you're like, oh, damn, okay. That sister's doing this. That brother's doing this. That's an example. So you don't necessarily have to be like, well, all the time, you know, I don't want nobody to see my works. It's a balance. How does that affect you? If you're going to get puffed up, then you might want to work on yourself and say, hey, you know what, I don't tell nobody. Because I get all crazy in my head sometimes. Those spirits attack me with pride. You might need that. Right? Other people might not need that because they know. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
For ye serve the Most High Yahushua.
There you.
I said it wrong.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
For you serve the Master Yahushua.
The Master?
I mean, because like when we say, when they say he's a servant greater than his master, because we know Yahushua was like,
where you at? What verse you at?
The last precept in 24, the very end.
You serve the Lord Yahushua. For you serve the Lord Yahushua. Why you say Master?
Oh, because you know most people when you say the word Lord, you even say the Most High, but I know they were referring to like I don't know, man.
The Lord, bro. It's the Lord. We know what it means.
Okay, so just say the Lord.
It's English. It means Lord. It means it means, you know, like you said, you can go into the Hebrew and all that, but yeah. Yeah. So
they kind of raised me up too. I feel like, you know, like once you like learn like certain stuff.
Yeah.
And when when I try to go back, it'd be kind of hard for me to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just read it how it is, because like once you know.
Yeah. Well, to think about it, like we don't read it in Greek or Hebrew because nobody's gonna understand that. Right. You know, so I get what you're saying though, but you just read it correctly. So they, on the other hand, they don't think he changing the Bible. Right. They do that too. Right. So just read it as is. But right, exactly. Knowing that the Lord ye shall receive your reward. For ye serve the Lord Yahushua Christ, right? So that's what Christ is reminding us, man. You know, when you do things, do it unto the Most High. Don't be men pleasing, because you got a lot of that. You got a lot of men pleasers. Go to Ephesians 6 verse 6 on that note.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 6.
Okay. Go ahead, read it.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Not with eye service, as men pleasers,
uh-huh,
but as the servants of Christ.
So what was the Pharisees doing?
Being men pleasers.
They was being men pleasers. They was doing eye service. Right? That's why it says you make your borders, your phylacteries, you make your fringes, right? You make your fringes and your robes long. Now there's none more long robes. There's none more fringes. Like we supposed to do that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with fringes and robes.
When I read that, I guess I was still like being in the corner of my thing too. I was like, you say don't make broad the borders of your garment, don't make broad the fringe. I was like,
yeah.
That's why I was always making mine like little. You know,
I got you. We supposed to. Remember, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem? We supposed to make it, let people see our beautiful garments, our dress code. So, you know, it's nothing wrong with beautiful garments, but it was wrong. What they were doing was everything was outward appearance. Everything was carnal. It was what eye service, men pleasing. Go ahead.
Doing the will of the Most High from the heart.
From the what?
From the heart.
You see that? Doing it from the heart. Why are you doing it? Why are you at class? Why are you studying your soldiers test? Why are you giving this? Why are you doing the feasts? You see what I'm saying? Everything got to be from the heart. So, you know, like we were talking about earlier, just on the subject, but kind of not, is that you can't, well, if a person says to you, well, I don't want to be forced in doing things. The not being forced is knowing that what pleases the Most High, you got to do it from the heart. So now I got to be retaught to be shown. It's, yeah, we don't want to force nobody, but to be a true follower of Christ, you have to want to do it from the heart. So it's a training. It's a training. Everything's a training. He that save his life shall lose it. It's a training. You got to be taught how to lose your life. Nobody come in and think about it. How many Israelites avoid that? You got to lose your life. Yeah, I lost my life to Christ. What does that even mean when you're still doing the same damn thing you were doing in the world? Right? Oh, because you got the Bible and you can quote it? You losing your life? That don't mean that. Losing your life means really, like the apostle said, we have given up all. So those things got to be learned. We learn these things, how to be a prisoner. We learn these things, how to lose, how to give up. And it was kind of on the same point because dealing with the heart thing. You know, what we were talking about earlier. Dealing with the heart thing, you got to learn how to be sincere, especially now this day and age. How do you learn to be sincere? You do the things that you don't want to do. It's like my rib told me, we were talking about earlier. You got sisters and brothers, they will do things that they want to do, that they're comfortable with. That's not to the Most High. The Most High wants what? It's an S word. Sacrifice. He says sacrifice. If you're doing things, let me rephrase that. Yes, he wants you to do what you want to do. But he wants more for you to sacrifice. Because that shows your sincerity in the sacrifice. Not in the things that are easy for you to do. Oh yeah, I'll volunteer for that. Because why? I'm in my comfort zone and I'll do that. But if it's outside of my comfort zone, that's when you don't get the, I'm down with that. It's always like, He wants you to sacrifice. So, dealing with this heart, this sincerity, read on.
Verse 7. With good will doing service.
Right, with good will, doing service, go ahead.
As to the Lord, and not to men.
Right, you see that? See? And not to men. Why? Because what did these men do? They were men pleasers. They did it to man. All right, go from there. Go back. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me get love. All right, go back to Matthew 6.
Matthew chapter 6.
Want
me to start from 5 again, or?
No, just read where you left off.
And verse 7.
Go ahead.
But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions, but as the heathen do. For they think that they shall be heard from their much speaking.
Right. What is that saying? It's yeah, but there's nothing wrong with extra long prayers. The scriptures say glorify the Most High as much as possible. but he does say comprehending much in few words. Like you don't have to repeat yourself with what you already said. Tell the Most High what you want, straight to the point. You know, if you said 100 times, forgive me, Yahweh, Yahweh, forgive me. And you said, Yahweh, Baba Kushah, forgive me, Yahweh. He ain't going to look at you and say, oh, that's too many times. He's looking at your heart and what you're doing and your sincerity. When you say, Barakatah Yahweh, all powers of the Most High, and you say that 10 times, he's not going to say, well, that was too many times, brother. He's looking at it and see why you're doing it. Or you repeating to sound powerful. You repeating so men can take glory into that, as opposed to praying sincerely to the Most High. Right? Everything he's pointing out in here is cutting the hell out of these Pharisees and their mind state. What's up?
Is that kind of like how in the Catholic Church, how they'll have someone say, oh, you got to go do 15 Hail Marys?
This is more so 15 Hail Marys ain't even a real prayer. So I'm not gonna attribute it to that. This is attributing to Israelites how we pray. And when we pray, you know, it be that, oh Lord, oh my Jesus. You know what I mean? It's like you're doing all that for show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And of course, it's checking the conscience in that individual and saying, listen, what y'all doing, that's not for the Most High. You understand?
God.
Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Be not ye therefore like unto them,
Uh-huh.
for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of.
Right. Right. You see that? He's telling you, like, be straight to the point. Say your prayers, but know that the Most High knows what you need when you pray, when you pour out your spirit. You don't have to have this vain repetition. Okay? Once again, why? Because it was just to be seen of men what they were doing. Go ahead.
Before ye ask him.
Uh-huh.
After this manner, therefore, pray ye.
All right, jump down to verse 16. And because it's right on the point of what his question is. Go ahead.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites.
Do what?
Be not as the hypocrites are.
Remember, fasting is not wrong. But he's trying to tell you how to do it not like the hypocrites. So fasting is not wrong. And listen, telling somebody your fasting is not wrong. Oh, what's going on? What y'all doing? Oh, we're doing a fast to the Most High. He's saying don't do it how the hypocrites do it. And what are we learning about them? They seek praise of man. Right. They're doing it to, you know, what's going on? We're fasting to the Lord today. You know what I mean? God. And you're getting down and out and you sweating and, wow, that's a spiritual man right there. Him is spiritual. Him going through it. You know? Right. Go ahead.
Of a sad countenance.
Right. Go ahead.
For they disfigure their faces.
Uh-huh.
That they may appear unto men to fast.
Right, because they were doing it through this outward appearance and through it carnally. It wasn't towards the Most High. Go ahead.
Verily, I say unto you, they have their reward.
Uh-huh.
But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thy head and wash thy face.
You see that? He keeps saying they have their reward. Why? Because you got outward people. You got outward people hearing you, looking at you, and all you wanted is to be seen of men. That's your reward. The end. Go ahead.
That thou appear not unto men to fast.
Go ahead.
But unto thy Father, which is in secret.
See, remember, of the hidden man, of the heart. Right? When it talks to the sisters, it says, it tells them to be humble, of the hidden man, of the spiritual man. Go ahead.
And thy Father, which seeth in secret, shall reward thee openly.
Go ahead.
Lay not up for yourselves treasure upon earth.
Right. So what was those treasures? In context, he was saying, like, all these carnal things you're doing, remember why you're doing them, not to please man. You're doing them for the Most High. So, but you get that, right? Okay. Yeah. Barakatah Yahweh, man. Barakatah Yahweh. Shimmy Shai. What else we got on here? I know I had one text. Let me see. Text here from a brother. Two questions, if you can answer them. Somebody from YouTube. I believe and understand 12 tribe to a certain degree, but the scriptures in it says would be scattered. We answered this. Oh yeah, we already answered this. Okay. We answered that too. That must be old, because that's we answered that in the Sabbath class about the Star of David and then the 12 tribe chart.
Yeah, I had
What's
one
up?
too. I don't remember where it's at. I know it's like in Corinthians or somewhere where they were talking about Adam and Eve and how they were the only two people or the first two people, something like that. But I know in Genesis when they were talking about them, but it was said like
You got to find what you're talking about. Find where it is, and then we'll touch on it. We got anything on there, sis? Go ahead.
Was Christ here to save the Israelites and not the world?
Yeah, Christ was here to save the Israelites. Christ was here to give that word of salvation to the Israelites. Go to Matthew 10, 5, and 6. The thing is this. By him coming and giving the word to the Israelites. This is how I'm going to answer your question also. Okay. This word. Let's go to Matthew 10, 5, and 6. Let's go there. Let's go there. Read Matthew 10, 5, and 6.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 5.
Go ahead.
These 12 Yahushua sent forth.
Right. Read it in English, just in case we got a new person. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Right.
And go into any city of the Samaritans.
Read it right. Read it again.
Go not the way into the Gentiles. And into any city of the Samaritans. Enter ye not.
Right. So don't go to the land of Samaria. Don't go to the Ethiopians. Okay. Go ahead.
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This is Christ saying that. Go ahead.
And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Why didn't Christ just say go to everybody? I know. We can go to the other scriptures. When he died and resurrected, he said, now go to all the world. Well, because all Israel was scattered through the world. But this salvation was to the Israelites. And I'm going to show you some scriptures that, just some things that people want to ignore. Because we already know John 3:16. We can go there and show you that he was still talking to the Israelites. We can go to those scriptures. We know what we've been taught by or shown through lack of understanding by Christianity. But let's look at some things that contradict what Christianity has shown us or their understanding. Go to Acts. Go to Acts 1. Go to Acts 1. Let me show you what the apostles knew. Check this out. Go to Acts 1 and 6.
Acts chapter 1, verse 6.
Go ahead.
When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
To what?
To Israel?
To what?
To Israel?
The kingdom was set for Israel. Why did the apostles? Now this is after Christ died and resurrected. Okay? He died and resurrected. They're talking to him. Right?
Good.
He showed himself to them. And the one thing they asked was what? Will you restore the kingdom to the world? No, hell no. No, they didn't ask him that. Why? Because the apostles knew the kingdom was for Israel. The salvation that was coming was for Israel. Well, what entails this salvation? Well, one of the main themes is the word. The word I speak unto you, there's spirit and life. Well, that word was going to take hold. He said, look not here, look not there. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It was going to be in the children of the kingdom. And that kingdom being established on earth was going to rule. That was Israel. All the other nations were going to fall up under that. There wasn't going to be no hand joined in hand. All the prophecies, and I'm not going to go over take up my whole class to go over this. We have many classes on there, and we can go and send it to you. But all the prophecies were that what the apostle just said right there, that the children of Israel, were you going to restore the kingdom to Israel? Okay? But what did happen? When Christ came back and he said, go to Matthew's. Go to Matthew's. Go to Matthew's, the last chapter, the 28th chapter, in the 19th verse. Verse 18.
Matthew chapter 28 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
And Jesus came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth.
Go ahead.
Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father,
go ahead,
and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world.
Even unto the end of the world. So Christ gave them a commandment to go teach all nations. Why? Because Israelites were scattered through all nations. And yes, they had to be taught. So for instance, like right now, my prayer and desire is that Israel, that they might be saved. Our classes are to these Israelites that are scattered through the world and being taught. But are there some Gentiles that listen to our classes? Yes. Are they going to hear the word too? Yes. When we go out there and street speak, Paul said that we might save some of our people, right? Okay. But are the Gentiles hearing? Yes. They are hearing. But this word, this salvation was meant for these Israelites. Go to St. John 4. And these are just little points. These are little points. I can go through a whole John 3:16 and show you what world he was talking about. But I'm just showing you what other points that contradicts this. The kingdom was for everybody. Salvation was coming to the world. Salvation wasn't coming to everybody. Go read. Where did I say go?
St. John chapter 4.
Yeah, go to St. John 4 and verse 22.
St. John chapter 4 verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what.
Go ahead.
We know what we worship.
Go ahead.
For salvation is of the Jews.
Why would Jesus Christ say that? Now you can say, I have many arguments. We get argument with these Christians and they say, well, that was because of her. But okay, that was her. But why did he not say, for salvation is of Israel? Come in, my daughter. Let me give you this living water. Right? Why did he make a point to say salvation is of the Jews? Because it was a difference that this salvation has come to Israel. As ye go preach saying to Israel, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So the salvation was to the Israelites. Now, are other nations going to be there? Yes. Yes, other nations are going to be there in the kingdom of heaven. Yes. But when you go to Isaiah 60, Isaiah 14, you find out that they're going to be in captivity because when they were given the word, the wisdom, the knowledge, the same thing that we didn't do, when the Israelites were given the word, we disobeyed the commandments, and the Most High did what? He put us in captivity He put us in slavery. From the Assyrian Empire, Babylonian Empire, Persian Empire, you know, to the Greeks, to the Romans, to, you know, when you want to look at the Spaniards, you want to look at the British. But we've been in slavery for a long time, in captivity for disobeying the commandments of the Most High. Oh, did I miss Egypt? We've been in captivity. Well, that same theme, the word, the knowledge, the wisdom, this Bible has been given to all nations. But what did all nations do with it?
Pervert it.
Yeah. Are they teaching that you're the true Jews? Are they teaching that Christ, the true image of Christ, the true image of the apostles? Or are they, like it says, they're the father of lies? So, like I said, I could go into this all day and go from many points, point to point to point, scripturally to show that. Here's another point. Ask yourself this. In Isaiah 60, how are they going to be joint heirs with us? If that's talking about the Gentiles, how are they going to be joint heirs in the kingdom with us when they're in slavery? That joint heirs ain't talking about the nations. That's talking about the Israelites that are amongst these nations and that we're going to get out of all these nations. Like it says in Revelation 7, but behold, I've seen another multitude of every nation, kindred, and tongue. That's Israelites. You can't be a joint heir and a slave at the same time. It don't work. That don't make no sense. So Isaiah 60, Isaiah 14, and you can go read those chapters, is promised to the nations. I mean, Isaiah 34, right? Obadiah, read that book. The whole book of Obadiah. All these prophecies of what's going to happen specifically, we know to the Edomite nation and to all the other nations was punishment and judgment for what they've done. Now, if you can't get it through that, how about this? How about the sons of God has been punished by the hand of the Lord? But you're trying to tell me all the other nations that's not the sons, they get a pass? Hell no. The Most High is a righteous judge. So let's look at it like this. Let me bring you to something else to pop in your brain. Even a lot of the Israelites ain't going to be saved. So, and they're the sons of the Most High. They're going to be destroyed because they love this wicked kingdom. So there's a lot of places we can go through the scriptures. She can send you classes. We've touched on it many a times. But I'm just trying to consolidate it really quick because I want to go into this class. All right? We got any other quick questions? Yeah. Yes, sir.
When it was in 1 Corinthians 11 and 26,
Mm-hmm.
like after they break down like the different head coverings and everything, then Paul started talking about if someone be contentious amongst you, like want to argue about it, I don't got to do this, or I got to do that.
Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there where you're talking about. Real quick. Let's go.
11 and 16.
1 Corinthians 11 verse 16. Yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 16. But if any man seems to be contentious, we have no such custom.
Right.
Neither the churches of God.
Okay, what's your question?
So like when it was referring like to like the different head coverings and things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
you know, during the breakdown in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, he was telling you how the man ought not to cover his head, and how woman should cover her head.
And then he jumps.
Right, then he go to 16.
He brings it to this point. Right. So now he's on this conversation about humility. Because that's what that's all about. From verse 1 all the way down, it's telling the men and the women how to do what?
How to carry themselves.
How to be humble. Right? When he says that the woman's supposed to cover her head, that's about humility. Right. And he says that the man, remembering his head, that's about humility. So he's coming back and saying, but if any man seem to be contentious, now you want to fight and argue instead of being humble. Because when pride comes, then come what? No, contention. When pride, well, destruction too. Destruction too. But pertaining to this point, when pride comes, then comes contention. You see that? So, where is this contention coming in? Well, I don't want to be humble. I don't want to do what the Most High said. Now, I want a second question, argumentative, go back and forth with you. Now you got contention going on over these points that he was making. So he's reminding them, listen, we're not about arguing. This is not about arguing. It's about the humility of the Most High. Go ahead.
Now, in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that ye come together not for the better, but for the worse.
Right, so how are we going to come together? How are we going to come together in the spirit of the Most High in Christ, in righteousness? You see that? Not when everything's good and going your way, but when you need to humble yourself. Like I was just saying earlier, right? Like everybody want to come together when it's good. But how about, hey, we're having this hard time. We need everybody to give half of their rent. Nigga, they don't want to see you. They don't want to hear you. I'm not saying it's ever came to that here, but I'm saying, where is your extent to where you're like, nah, now contention is coming up because you don't want to agree, right? So he's reminding them, we don't got no, our customs ain't to be contentious. Our custom is with humility and being obedient to the Most High. Because that's what his point was. If you read it, it was about humble. Cover your head. Submit yourself to your Lord. Our Lord, Christ, their Lord, their man, right? We all submitting to the Most High. Verse 1, it makes that point, right? So, but go ahead, read on. If you don't see it, watch. It's going to make it clear. Go ahead.
For first of all, when ye come together in the church, I hear that there be divisions among you.
Well, there you go.
Right.
Why?
Because they don't want to do.
Because they don't want to humble.
Right.
They want to. It's an argument now, and he's reminding them we don't got no more. He's nicely saying it. We don't got no custom,
Right.
but he's trying to remind them. Listen, we're not here to argue with y'all.
Right.
We're here to lay the law down, and let's do things in order.
Right.
Let's don't come together when you want to, and it's all good. Let's come together when you don't want to, with the worst times. Yeah, Paul. See, you know why I love Paul? Because he was dealing with things that we supposed to be dealing with as a body. It reminds all these knuckleheads on the internet talking about you don't need a body. Well, Paul was actually dealing with churches and schools and peoples. And when you go through his letters, you see the things he was dealing with that you might call ridiculous and I don't need to deal with that. Well, those were the things that were cleaning those people up. And he was reminding them how to lock themselves in the spirit of the Most High in the middle of us building.
Right.
You see? It's easy for Paul just to get the word and sit on an island by himself. But he was going around to these different Corinthians, the church in Corinth, right. The church in Thessalonica, right. The church in Ephesia, the church in Philippia. Right. He was going around and building these bodies, then coming back and reminding them, hold on, y'all tripping the hell out. I would rather come to you in peace, but not with what I said, I don't want to butcher it, but he said not with like chastisement. So because why? He had to come back and correct these schools that were off. Right. So a few things we're learning. There were schools. This fictitious thing that you don't need a building, you don't need a school, you don't need a gathering. Like I told the brothers the other day, I don't care if it's in a house. When the house gets too full, you're going to need what?
A building.
You're going to need a building or a bigger house. Right. Whatever what you want to call it, there was building going on there. So that's what he's, in building and dealing with these issues, you were dealing with predicaments like such. You get Israel, you're establishing this order. Oh yeah, the head of every Christ, the head of every man is Christ. Right? Right? Then you got the Most High. Then you got the women. So he's laying down the order, right. And he's reminding them in verse 16 to your question, we ain't dealing with contention. Right. We ain't dealing with that pride and argumentative. Then he comes down and says, remember, it's not always about what you want to do. Let's not come together for the better, but for the worse. Right. It's about the things when you don't want to do them. Right. That's what the Most High looks at. Go ahead.
And I partly believe it.
Right. He says, but There's divisions now. Why? Because I partly believe it. He partly believed what was going on because he knew there was niggas in Israel. Well, he's got to tell us where these niggas came from. Go ahead.
For there must be also heresies among you.
Well, look up heresy. Look up heresy. Yeah, sister.
Scripture was that? I'm sorry.
We're at 1 Corinthians 11 and 19. So, you know, remember, and I like how you asked your question. You asked it in really the context of this letter, of the chapter, starting from verse 1. And he's talking to them and telling them about order and about establishing this order. Then he's coming down and saying, wait a minute, we don't deal with confusion and arguing and back and forth, right? No contention. Then he comes back, but you know what? We don't deal with contention, but I hear amongst you there is contention. There's division. You got this brother arguing here, this sister arguing here, this and this going on, right? What is this also telling you? But what is it showing you?
It's showing you that
it happened.
Right.
It happened.
Yeah.
That it wasn't this Israelites, we all came together and then the nigga just left you.
Right.
No, Paul was weeding out the old man from everybody.
Right.
In the spirit, by Hashem Yahushai, he was weeding it out and showing them how to work together in unity. So he says, but the division was coming because there was heresies. Well, where did the heresies come from? They came from verse, where is it at? They came from verse 17. Now in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not that ye come together for the better, but for the worse. The heresies came through because now I'm uncomfortable. And I'm having to submit. And I'm having to do things where I don't feel it's convenient to me. Not that it's out of the spirit, that is not convenient. So where did the heresies come from? You got heresies?
I have it. I left my phone.
Yeah, it's all good. Heresies. Come on.
Heresies. Belief or option contrary to orthodox religious. Another option. Opinion profoundly at odds with what is generally accepted.
This isn't some like mystical thing.
Right.
This is really that their opinion was varying from the opinion of Paul. But Paul wasn't speaking from Paul. Paul was leading them in the spirit. And we were talking about this with the sisters. And as men, you'll get it when it comes to your rib, but you don't want to get it when it comes to you a lot. So we go outside, right? And you tell your rib, yeah, go. I want you to go make a right here and then go left here. And she come back and say, well, why go that way? That's the long way. Now, in back of your mind, you might know that the way home, this car got in an accident, this happened over here, this is going on over there, we ain't going to be able to get through that way. See, right now, it's your opinion, hers. It's not wicked to take her way. It's not wicked to take your way. And that's when we come into the truth. Is a lot of these arguments is not, hey, brother, hey, listen now, you going to bend over. Or give me your rib. It's not that. It's just that it brings you in an uncomfortable mode of what orders you're getting and what things, how you're being led. It's never nobody saying, hey, you're going to make your bank account mine. You're like, you know right then, hey, we're going to drink this later on and all kill ourselves. You already know it's a cult then. It don't never come to those things. You know what it come to? Opinions. And listen, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it that way. It ain't like, you following Satan. Hey, we're going to serve Satan, brother. Oh, we're not about that. I'm done with this. It don't come to that. You know when it comes to opinion, you want to take this way. Same way to get to the house, but your way might be faster, her way might be longer. Your way might be longer, her way might be faster. But who is she supposed to submit to? She's supposed to submit to her husband. And that's what we're teaching the women. It's not that your husband is leading you the wrong way or leading you into death or drugs or Satan. It's that that's just his way. And it's not wrong. And Paul was dropping this mind stayed on them, he wasn't telling them nothing wicked. But the structure he was setting up, they didn't like it.
And that's what, like, I was talking to my real about, and then I had put myself in a situation to show her, like, even when I get correction, because y'all know when I first got out hard and everything, and I was like, you know, no. I said, I was fighting too, but I said when I started, just go ahead and say, all right, I'm going to heed to the instruction.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and do it. Everything was easier.
Because you had to really weigh it out and say, wait, first of all, is the brother telling me something wicked? Right. Or is he telling me something that just like is uncomfortable that I don't understand or don't want to do? Because that's what a lot of times, that's what it comes to. Our people destroy for a lack of knowledge, and we can't see further than we can throw a human, and then because we don't see further, we want to say, oh, that's not trustworthy. Well, Moses leading Israel, they didn't see as far as Moses seen. And that's what the Most High gave you to your wife for. So as we put our spiritual goggles on, we can lead them further than they might be able to see. The Most High always had spiritual men leading. Men, brothers, families, households, nations, further than they can see. Because a lot of times they lack faith. So what you see here is that a heresy was very in opinion from what Paul was laying down. Paul wasn't saying nothing old, nothing new. You know, it was always like that. You know, about the head cover, about humility, about order. It was always like that. But here's the thing. Wasn't written in the law. Where do you read the law at? On that. Right, but where do you read in the law that your head is supposed to be covered or uncovered? Yeah. Now for the women, you don't read that.
Now you just read for the men with the bonnets and the
exactly. You don't read necessarily a haircut. Now you see it through the scriptures, but I'm saying law, like 10 Commandments and thou shalt. You don't say. So they're like, well, where's that in the law, brother? Where does the scripture say that? He's leading them in the spirit. It's like on Hanukkah, the brothers say, wait a minute, y'all coming up with something strange. That ain't in the law. They could have did that, right? Hanukkah ain't in the law. It wasn't ordained by Moses. They could have went into Ezra and all the priests were back then and said, brother, you start your own thing. You see how stupid it can get? But there's men that are inspired in the spirit, and you will know in the spirit because they won't lead you into wickedness. They won't lead you into a wicked way. We can argue about opinions, how you like your pizza and how I like mine all we want. Or you go this way, I go that way. We can argue about that all we want, but is it wicked? Is it wicked telling your rib to go the other way? No. So why are we arguing? Because lack of humility. And that's what Paul was bringing out here. It's like these heresies, verse 19.
For there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you.
Well, where were they approved at?
Just like what you were saying, in the humility, whether they did it or not, that when you submit yourself, then you're approved.
You were approved. You were approved in doing what needed to be done. It wasn't wicked. Let me submit. Just like you tell your rib, right? I'm not telling you to go whore yourself. I'm just telling you, baby, go this way. But she getting that argument with you. Well, why we gotta go your way? Why we? It's like the Most High has no such custom. Right? You see that? Go ahead. That they which are approved.
That they which are approved may be made manifest among you. When ye come together, therefore into one place. This is not to eat the Lord's Supper.
Now he's going down and start talking about why there's so many weak and sickly amongst you. Because they're not studying and learning these things that needed to be taught. But we don't have to go through all that. You get it though, right? Okay. All right. Any other questions on there? Wow. Okay. So we'll wait a second. If y'all got any questions, hit me up. If not, I'm going to go into a few of these scriptures that I got here. Because right now what's going on, man, it keeps going. It keeps going on. If I keep saying it, and those of you that know what, my little sayings, it's like, if you're not woke now, if our people don't see what's going on now, and you're still caught up into these little bickering and fighting and arguments, you're going to be caught out there doing foolishness because you want to come up with arguing and fighting over nothing, whether it be in your household, whether it be a brother and a sister. The world is ending. The Most High is killing thousands of people daily, but you're arguing about what you want to do and falling in order with your husband, falling in order with the body. You're going to see that's going to destroy you. It's powerful with your question, because it shows that all these things that the Most High always tries to teach us is with amongst us. And I'll say it, just like I said it on Facebook. Everything I've learned, everything I've become is because I fought with brothers. Did I all the time see their direction? Hell no. Did I all the time like their direction? My elders' direction? The officer's direction? No. A lot of time, most of the time, you don't understand it. Well, why do it that way? But afterwards, I was able to get it. It was able to preserve me from a lot of problems. It was able to help me through all my battles. So everything we're building as a body is building essential elements inside of us. Yeah.
That's just like just now when you was edifying me further in the scripture.
Yeah.
And it cut my soul a little bit. It let me know, like, damn, you need to back up too a little bit. Because, like you say, this because she said one way or this way or whatever,
Yeah.
Or sometimes she might give an answer. It might not be the answer that you want.
Right.
Or how you want it to be done. So then you say something about that. I'm like, sometimes you can just sit back and just hear something sometimes.
Right. Yeah, you gotta be listening.
Like, so when you talk about the humility, when you talk about for good or for worse, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's for me too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what you're talking about is how the Most High humbles leaders and followers. See, and that's what a lot of time that brothers and sisters don't understand, is that he humbles us too as husbands. He humbles us as leaders too. But the thing is, only the humble is going to be able to see that. Only the ones that care to say, well, you know what? I'm going to listen to you. Let me hear what you got to say. Because a lot of times, brothers is quick to speak instead of listening. And if you listen to your rib, sometimes she might be saying the same thing you're saying, just another way. She might be in agreement with you, she just don't know how to deliver it. A lot of that time is coming with brothers. I notice that a lot. People on the street, brothers online. What I mean? It's so much I want to argue just for argument's sake, that if you just listen, you'd be like, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. What I'm trying to bring out on the point is this. I think we agree on the same point. But you seeing it from this perspective, and I'm seeing it from this. You know what I mean? And that's what the Most High has given us. He's given us the wisdom to do that. So it takes humility for you to step back and look at yourself. And we try, and I'm not saying we're the epitome of humility. What I'm saying is that we try to look at those things on both sides and to teach from that perspective. Because if you teach the men, all of us, from that perspective, then we're going to have a well-rounded balance of how we deal with things and look at things, as opposed to being too overboard here or too soft. It can't be that. It can't be too soft, and it can't be too gun-ho crazy psycho. It got to be balanced, like Christ was balanced. I said it, and I'll say it all the time. He didn't always come in flipping over tables. Right. That's what brothers always want to be the flipping over tables. He didn't do that. He showed us the both sides of him. And that's what the Pharisees. One time he flipped them over the tables, and the next time he's drawing in the sand. So we gotta see the balance of how he approached things and understand that that's what we're supposed to be learning. Not because you see all the time somebody screaming that's the way. That's not the way. The way is the balance. An unjust balance is wickedness. So, did anybody have any questions on there? Okay, let's go into this. Go to Ezekiel 9:4 real quick. I want to start out with this because this is going to pave the way for this reminder. And it's a reminder to all Israelites, brothers and sisters in here. It's a reminder to us that what we're going through, why we're going through these things, and why you're going to be at the right place at either the wrong time or the right place at the right time. And I mean that on both ends, meaning that if you out of the spirit, you might just, the Most High might just put you in the right place at the right time to receive that right ass whooping. Or he might put you in the right place at the wrong time and deliver you from that. Right? See, so it goes both ways. So we have to remember what we're fighting for. You're fighting for this protection. You're humbling because of this protection. You know, I thank the Most High all the time. When is it going to swing your way or your kid's way? That death angel, that spirit of death, when they come through your school. We live right in suburbia around Esau. And that's where they're more stupid. You know what I mean? They want to run in there and shoot up everybody and shoot up 50 kids. But that's the thing. Remember what we're fighting for, right? Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
And the Most High said unto him, Go through the midst of the city,
right,
through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So, like we always say, and we always talk about as street speaking, the mark is not going to go in your mind if you're not sighing and crying. If you're comfortable here in America and you're putting, we should pray for them in Vegas, we should pray for our troops, you know, you're comfortable here. And you lack understanding of what the hell is going on in the world today. You understand?
God.
We are the Most High. Those are our signs. What's going on in the world right now is our signs that everything we've been suffering through, everything we've been battling, everything we've been giving up, the Most High is reminding us the Bible is not a comic book. It is real. And it's happening. When he said earthquakes, famines, pestilence, the sword, he's not joking. And I know, and I always say this when we talk about this. We know every year it happens because they try to defame and take away the validity of the Bible by, oh, that happens every year. We know it does, but look at how it's escalating. And that's what the Bible promises. The Bible promises as it gets closer and closer to the end, it will escalate. They just, somebody did it on Facebook, the timeline, or no, it was actually on CNN. They did of these shootings and how the people dying increases. Now this is the first, the biggest killings in the U.S. when the last one was supposed to be. Why? Because the Most High keeps increasing it. So why are you here? Why are we here? Why are we trying to be awoken and not just be Israelites yelling on the corners, but really cleaning up our soul? Is because that's what's going to bring us protection. This is what's going to bring us the covering. You understand that?
Good.
Go ahead, read.
And the others, he said, in mine hearing,
go ahead.
Go ye after him through the city.
Right.
And smite.
Right, because the others are what? They're Isaiah 30. I want to go back to Egypt. Y'all niggas is crazy. We're going to hold hands across America. We don't care. You can't break us. We can't break. We can't. They can't be broken in what way? In wickedness. That's what they're saying. They will not bend. They will not bend to the punishment that the Most High is putting on them. But the righteous is still crying out. You still got us being shot. You know why this happened? And you know what? I know it's going to go around the internet and you're going to have all the conspiracy theories. But I believe that, first of all, let me say this. The Most High is doing this. But it's doing it through the stupidity of America trying to put up and do these things. Do these things to divert your attention. Mind you, I said the Most High is doing it. Remember when Pharaoh got the magicians and said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and we can turn blood into water? You're stupid. You're doing the same thing the Most High is doing. You're bringing the curses on you. Well, I don't care if it's Project Bluebeam, like everybody's trying to. It's still the Most High. Why? Because the Most High is using their dumbass to do these curses on themselves. And that's what we got to remember, that this punishment that's happening is going to hit the wicked. It's going to hit the ones that don't care about the hurt of the daughter of our people. Y'all got to understand that. But what are we doing with this? Are you sitting around here like in this soap opera, Israelite soap opera? I'm going to argue with my rib today. I'm going to spend more time arguing with my rib and a brother instead of getting busy and doing works that is going to give you to be able to approach the Most High. And that's what a lot of brothers and sisters don't understand. That mark is for protection for when Christ increases the punishment. Your alms. And I don't mean money, I mean you, your spirit, your duty, your service. The Most High is looking at that. But to everybody else, he said, do what? Slay what?
Go smite.
God smite we.
Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Go ahead.
Slay utterly old and young.
Right.
Both maids and little children.
So listen, you got kids. What is protecting your kid? What is protecting your wife? What is protecting your family? What is protecting you? Brother, that you're still fighting against this. That you don't want no hand in this. Come out of her, my people. That you be not partakers of her sins. Right? That you receive not of her plagues. We have spiritually detached from the American way, dream, idea. You understand? That's why when the smiting comes, you ain't around it. Hallelujah, right? You ain't there. But what's going to put you in that environment? We're going to talk about that too. Go to 2 Corinthians 1:22. 2 Corinthians 1:22. But he says in here, slay utterly old and young, maids and little children, and women, but come not near upon whom. Read for verse 6 again. And then we're going to go to Corinthians. Verse 6. Come on. God, I can't forget that. Ezekiel 9:6. I can't forget that verse, because that's the point. That's the point here we're trying to make. Go ahead. 9:6. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
Slay utterly old and young.
Right.
Both maids and little children.
Go ahead.
And women.
Read.
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
Right. So how is the Most High going to do it? Why did the Most High preserve us all in Houston from getting, like I said it the other day, Yeshaya called us and he's still like, where are y'all at? He's looking at TV like, it's impossible. He's like, how did y'all not get hit by this? And he's like, he's checking me like, do you know what happened? I'm like, Khan. He's like, no, do you really know? And I'm like, Khan, the Most High. It wasn't nobody else. But we have to have this mark. We have to have this knowledge, this protection, this covering, the blood. Go ahead.
And begin at my sanctuary.
Now, but we just heard about the brother that want to go get high, the brother that want to do drugs. I'm not going to say his name, but it's got to be an example. It's got to be the example, like the scriptures say, to the intent that you won't be like that. Now the brother sitting in class trying to get the knowledge, but think he can mock the Most High by getting high on the side. Broke jaw, hurt body, right? Why? Because the Most High is not playing. The Most High is not playing. He said, I'm going to start at my sanctuary first. He's starting with us. So the thing is that the Most High is going to have more mercy on us, but at the same time, he's not playing. You sitting here getting this knowledge, you hearing this, you hearing that there's supposed to be a spiritual change, and you're not doing that, or like we talking about earlier, you're doing it men-pleasing, your outward appearance. Most High's not playing with you, man. He's not playing with you. He's going to start smacking everything. He's going to start putting more Israelites to death. It's already happened, but you're going to see more. We got to stay under this covering, man. Read that 1 Corinthians 6. 2 Corinthians 1, verse 22.
2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 22.
Go ahead.
Who has also sealed us and given the earnest of the Spirit in our hearts.
Right. See, that's the mark, if you didn't understand, is the seal. The mark in our foreheads is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We're at 1 Corinthians 1:22.
2
Corinthians 1:22. It is the seal, it's the mark. That's what is going to be around us as a shining light. When those death angels, it ain't going to be the blood. It ain't going to be the physical blood on your house. It's going to be the blood of Christ on you. It's going to be those angels looking at that light that's on you and flying through this damn city and going right past you. No, we don't skip him. Or like you said, they actually had right next to you. But the thing is that the people that are not spiritual, they're like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep playing. See, you spiritual. You're picking it up. You're like, no, I ain't. Most I ain't joking. But you got brothers and sisters that are playing and acting like, oh, that's a coincidence. I'm going to still go act stupid here. I'm going to still go get stupid here. I'm going to keep playing these soap opera games in my house. I'm going to keep division. I'm going to keep being complaint. Let me not jump. Read on. 2 Corinthians 1:22. Read it again.
2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 22.
Go ahead.
Who has also sealed us and given the earnest of the Spirit in our hearts.
Right. You see that? That earnest, the Spirit being earnest in us is through Hamashiach. It's through Christ. And that's what's keeping us right now. That's what's protecting us. Go to Ephesians 1:13. And these scriptures, man, are just showing you what it meant by the mark. The other word is the seal the Bible uses in their foreheads. And it didn't mean a mark like a computer chip. It meant the word. We're being sealed, and this wisdom and knowledge is in us, and we're performing it, and those righteous deeds are going to protect us and move those spirits from us. You're gonna just walk right out, and guess what? You're going to find out somebody else came in and shot up the place. You're going to just miss that street, and guess what? A car blew up or an accident happened. You're going to just leave with you and your rib, and a crazy man come in and start stabbing everybody up. Or you're going to be there and what? Nothing happens to you.
Right.
That too. You're going to be in the middle of it, and what? You didn't get shot. You didn't get scathed. You didn't get stabbed. What?
Those same scenarios happened to me. Me and my rib were in California. We're in Hollywood. We were the very spot where there was a shooting. We're there hanging out, chilling, and they were like, you know what? Let's go home now. It was just like, we had enough. We went to my aunt's house, and then woke up in the morning. They had a camera crew filming.
Wow.
Like at this very location, there was a shooting last night. Right here, 2 people got shot dead and 5 injured, something like that.
Wow.
And I was like, baby, we were right there.
Yeah.
Another time when I was a youngster, some foolishness. Some brothers came and shot up the park. I'm running, me and my boy, we jumping over the fence, and he thinks he got hit, but his leg got caught on the fence, and he's hanging upside down on the fence. He think he got hit, but bullets are spraying all over the place when he get touched.
Right. Yeah. But how many times and what has the Most High preserved you for? A greater ass whooping? Or did he preserve you to be that chosen? Well, we're going to know that in our deeds, in our actions, and what we do. Right? Go ahead, read that. Yeah, give me, because I got a lot and I want to go over all of it. Give me, finish that Ephesians and give me Ephesians 4:30. Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 1, verse 13.
Go ahead.
In whom ye also trusted. After that ye heard the word of truth.
So, how do we get sealed? Well, how do we get this mark? Well, you were crying and sighing for all the abominations done in the midst of this kingdom. And then when you heard the truth, you what? You knew. That's it. That's what I need. That is what my spirit needs. The Most High has been listening to me. And you changed. Watch, read it again. Read it from the top.
In whom ye also trusted.
Right, so we trusted in Christ. And speaking of that, go ahead.
After that, ye heard the word of truth.
Right, you heard the word of truth. After that, you heard it. You did what? You trusted. Go ahead.
The gospel of your salvation. In whom also after that ye believed.
Right, so we trusted. Two things. We trusted. We believed. That's what it is, right?
God.
That's how brothers come in. Christ is black. Huh? Where's that? He showed you that. You trusted, you believed. You a Hebrew Israelite. Oh, hold on a second. Show me the archaeological facts. Hell no. No brother said that. You know what you did? You went to Deuteronomy 28 and were like, damn, that's real. You didn't be like, wait a minute, brother. Well, archaeology, according to the 3rd and 4th century, these people migrated from here to here, and how that you trusted and you believed. You went to Deuteronomy, you seen it, and that was it. All that other stuff, what? Is extra adding. You know why people have problems? Because they don't trust. No, they do believe. They're trying to prove it wrong. You see that? See, but you're sealed. This is how we got sealed. Jump to Ephesians 4:30.
Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 30.
Go ahead.
And grieve not the Holy Spirit of God.
And that's what we got to remember. That as we're fighting in this battle, we're sealed. We don't grieve the Holy Spirit. We don't come in and play games with this Holy Spirit. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. You can't come in here high as hell. You can't come here thinking you gonna fake. You can fake us. You can psych us out. We don't know, but guess who knows? The Most High. And he'll start revealing it. You get pulled over 50 times. Why? Because the Most High is like, look, you got weed in your car. You smell like weed. Most High's checking you. And then you cry and talk about, well, I'm trying to do right. Yeah, but the Most High's not playing with you. You doing this crap on the low, the Most High's checking your ass. You come around and you like, oh, you know what? The Spirit was on me when I was high. Like, okay. Yeah, the high spirit, not the Most High Spirit. The Most High check you. He put you in the wrong environment. Your rib start tripping on you. Why? Because you're doing something evil and wicked. And the Most High is showing you. And that's his merciful way. He still is not dealing with you. He still is dealing with you like sons. Because the wicked, what is he doing? Yeah, he's giving you mercy. Them, he's like sending a knucklehead just to think about this. This guy was, what, 300-some yards away, they said?
Yeah, like 3 football fields.
He was four football fields away just shooting down like at cockroaches.
Oh, yeah.
shooting down from the hotel room.
Oh, I thought he was in the ground.
Nah.
32 floors up.
32 floors up. But this ain't going to be nothing new, and it ain't nothing new. It's becoming a theme in America. It's becoming a theme in America. But why? Because America's the land, the home of the free and the brave? Nah, man, because the Most High is punishing this place. But what is protecting us? And we don't grieve the Holy Spirit. Go ahead.
Whereby ye are sealed.
Whereby ye are what?
Ye are sealed.
See? Because we have to know that this is not a game. I'm not here to grieve or play with the Holy Spirit of grace. But understand that this is what's keeping me sealed, nice and tight and knit in the Spirit of the Most High. The grace, the love, the compassion that the Most High is having on me. Being that when I do make mistakes, He's there for me. But what's going to happen when you think it's a game? You get, what I say to the sisters the other day in class, I said, how are you going to get 5 hours of class, 5 hours, and then go right back and do exactly what the class says not to do? Exactly what the Spirit says not to do. Right? You think it's a game until you get hit by a damn car, or your daughter or your son get hit by a car. Then what? You want to pray, oh Lord, why is this happening to me, Lord? Why? Why is it happening? You want to cry now and you want to fight. Israel, stop it. You can get right now. We can stay consistent now. And these are the things, you know why I'm going over this? Because, bro, all I've been thinking about is the punishment the Most High has been doing in this place through the world. I'm thinking like, man, Yahweh, keep your graces on me. Let me continue. Let me be sincere. Because you know what? But in the middle of that, we've been catching trials and tribulation. It ain't been like we ain't been catching it, but we ain't been getting punished with the sword. So don't get it twisted. Remember, in the midst of the world getting punished, we're in our trial still, being purged and strengthened, having to be faithful. You understand that?
Come.
Yeah, don't think like, oh yeah, everything was going to be all right. Nah, you're still going to go through your battles, but the Most High is not punishing you like the wicked. He said famine. He said sword. He said the teeth of wild beasts, tornadoes. He said these things are meant for the wicked, punishing them. Job said, whoever perished being innocent. You understand? But the point of what I'm going over is really not to show you like the obvious. The obvious is that the Most High is punishing America. And we're touching on that. He's punishing the world. But what are you doing? Are you staying sealed? Or are you getting more lax? You getting more ease? Or are you running to clean yourself more and to give more? And that way you're able to lay up treasures for the Most High. Don't listen to these niggas online. They will have you sitting at home burying your talent. They will have you burying your talent talking about, I'm teaching my rib. I'm teaching my kids. Don't listen to them. You better listen to what the Most High has told us that He's going to require at our hands. You better listen to what those apostles and prophets went through. They weren't just sitting at home. Elijah and Elisha wasn't sitting at home doing what the hell they want to do. They were putting forth works for the Most High. Read where you're at.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 30. Second precept. Whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption.
That's right.
Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking.
Right. So he's reminding us. This is what seals us. And we're going to touch on that other part. Not yet. Go to Revelation 7 and 3. We got to keep that seal, man. We got to keep it covering us.
Come.
Go ahead, read that.
Revelations chapter 7 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea,
go ahead,
nor the trees,
read,
till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Stop. That's happening. I see the earth. Don't you know? Y'all see the beach out there where I think it was in Florida that literally all the water was gone?
Yeah, it's gone. It's no more.
But this is Revelation saying, hurt not the earth and the sea when you got islands wiped out. Puerto Rico is being crapped out right now till the servants are sealed. So I'm not saying Christ is coming back tomorrow. You ain't going to hear me say that madness. What I'm saying is that the signs are telling us, don't be playing around. What?
Like the signs, they got whales being beached.
Yeah.
And you know, a whale is too big, even when it comes to like the shadow, it couldn't even get past the shadow water.
Right.
These whales are on the beach, and these big tons, you know what I'm saying, animals.
The fires, the earthquakes, the sword, all these things punishing the wicked. You understand that? It's to punish the wicked. But as we sit back, we're thanking the Most High that we're covered and we're sealed with His knowledge. It said they were sealed. And that's what, remember, that the 144 are still being sealed. Well, we supposed to be sealed now. You were sealed a while ago. You were sealed when you got the truth. You trusted and you believed. Right?
God.
And you abide in the faith. Right?
God.
So, it's not as though you know, like, remember, there's a lot of Israelites besides you. Right?
God.
And they got to be sealed too. So, it's not yet. But we can see, man, that those angels are now letting this destruction through a little bit. That's why you have to ask yourself, what manner of person ought ye to be? You understand that?
God.
Go from there, go to 2 Ezra 2, verse 33. So, the reason why I'm going over this, man, is just to remind Israel, man, that stay diligent, stay focused, stay consistent, stay cleaning yourself, because the time is short. We don't know when it can be, but according to what we're seeing, the word is truer and evident daily. And the Most High is fighting for you. He's showing them that the Bible's real. He's showing them that the Most High is real. Read that, 2 Ezra 2, verse 33.
2 Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 33. I, Ezra, received a charge of the Most High upon the Mount Oreb.
Go ahead.
That I should go unto Israel.
Go ahead.
But when I came unto them, they set me at naught.
Go ahead.
And despised the commandment of the Most High.
Go ahead.
And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand.
Go ahead.
Look for rest.
Go ahead.
For he is nigh at hand.
Go ahead.
That shall come in the end of the world.
Right. That's talking about Christ in the Old Testament. That's talking about Christ. Unless you think God is going to come down himself, then you're really crazy. Yeah, 2 Ezra 2, verse 33. Go ahead.
Verse 35. Be ready.
Be what?
Be ready.
Read.
To the reward of the kingdom.
Right. That's everything we're going through, everything we're suffering. You don't want to squander it in these last times. You don't want to just now, all of a sudden, you've been fighting, building, and growing and changing, and you squander it in these last times. And you're going to see that. You're going to see a lot of brothers and sisters squander the gift that's been given to them. Why? We're going to find out. Go ahead.
For the everlasting light shall shine upon you evermore.
Go ahead.
Flee the shadow of this world.
See? Why? Because a lot of brothers and sisters are going to go turn back to the shadow of the world. The ones with the seal. Because it's those brothers, think about it. It's those brothers and sisters that constantly are looking back. Constantly that want to go back and hang with their old friends and family. Like, why? Because the discipline and the structure to pull you in the right mind, you don't want that. We were talking about that, right? Because it's pulling you out of the nigga mind and pulling you into Israelite mind. You don't want that. And you're here, but you hear why? Because somebody's screaming at you or telling you or threatening you. Yeah, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. And we persuade you with that terror in our heart a lot of times. Like right now, it's a persuading. I'm trying to show you that, bro, you don't want none of this. The Most High can. Esau was screaming on the news talking about, I saw her. She just got shot right in her head right in front of me. I was like, oh. And it's all TV until what? It happens in front of you. And we can't be like that, man. We got to keep fighting for this kingdom. Go ahead.
Receive the joyfulness of your glory.
Right. Yeah, you don't even give yourself the time to receive the joy. Yeah, but you got to suffer, though. It ain't just going to come. The world got to go through this. You got to go through this and be born as a Hebrew Israelite. Go ahead.
I testify of my Savior openly.
Uh-huh.
Oh, receive the gift that is given you.
Go ahead.
And be glad.
Read.
Giving thanks unto him that had called you.
Right. See, be thankful. He said, the gift you've been given, be glad. A lot of brothers and sisters, you don't see what you got until your ass is back out there high as hell, drunk as hell, on pills popping up. I don't need none of that. I try to tell y'all, man, we got brothers and sisters 10 times worse. Why? Because all it is because I don't like this. I don't want to discipline myself. You know what? Ezra is even going to tell us. He's going to break it down. Read. Come on.
You to the king, due to the heavenly kingdom.
Go ahead.
Arise up and stand.
Right.
Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Lord.
Right. And that's what's keeping us. This seal is keeping us to get us to the feast of the Most High, to get us to the kingdom. Yeah, that's why you cannot take this for granted, man. You got to give all praises to the Most High, man, that he's got you, that he's protected you. Because at any time, man, the Most High can lose. You can lose that grace from the Most High and become his enemy because you're rebellious, you're stiff-necked, you're hard-headed, you think you know. Then at that point, you wish a brother or a sister was warning you or telling you or trying to lead you back. That's why I said, I don't need to see it. I've seen so many Israelites, so many brothers and sisters. They try to, I know you trying to play like your life is all that, but you the same one on Facebook, what? Death and dead. You ain't doing nothing with your life. You're dead. Your works are dead. Your mind is dead. Your spirit's dead. And you come in, you could get on Facebook and put off this false persona. You can fake it all you want. That's what man, the Most High knows. And where's that going to get you? Punishment. Death, destruction. Right? What verse are you at?
2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 39.
Go ahead.
Which are departed from the shadow of the world.
Wait a minute. The ones that were sealed did what?
Which are departed from the shadow of the world.
The ones that were sealed departed from the shadow of this world. That's how you got that seal. You didn't get this seal in the word in your mind because you liked America and you joined in with them and you were talking about pray for the troops. Let's pray for us Americans now. God bless America. You were the one that were against this. The filth, the lies, the corruptness, the death. Right? You weren't the ones talking about, you know what? Boy, you need to stand and pray stand for this flag. You were the ones like, hell yeah. You understand? And that's the ones that are confused, the ones that are double-minded, that don't understand that America's the devil. They're the ones that now they're going to proudly stand. I guarantee you, You're going to have that ones that what? I'm standing because I love America. You was just on their knee. You was just on the knee in solidarity because the pain and suffering. But how many of them, and I'm going to say this, knowing that there will be some of them that do not stand and still kneel because the Most High is using this to wake them up too. A lot of these brothers out there that are doing that, they're going to wake up. They're going to see that all the little games that America jizzed in their mind as a young kid, they've been lying. And there is no justice and peace for the black man, for the Hispanic man, because America is a hateful damn kingdom. So it's going to wake some of them up too. Let's not count those brothers and sisters out. Remember, Genesis 49 says that who shall rouse him up? Who was going to rouse up Judah? And it's happening. The Most High is rousing Judah up, waking him up. Like reminding him, listen, you can bend, you can bow, right when your damn head's down, he'll put a bullet in it. Because why? Ye are of your father the devil. And he was a murderer from the beginning. They got the spirit of the devil in them. And that's what the Most High is doing, is raising them up. But we see it, we know it. But once again, a lot of brothers and sisters, you get comfortable, you get in your own little world, you're good. You made it through the tornado, you made it through the hurricane, you made it through the earthquake, and you start getting fat, wax, and kicked. You forgot that your husband was leading you with wisdom. That the brothers was giving you the knowledge to stay. The brothers was the one to say, listen, this is how you got to get off of weed and dope and drugs. You forgot that. So next time you get wisdom, that pride puffs up and you what? You buck back and then you go do something stupid outside of the spirit and it leads you to punishment and suffering and pain. Why? Because it was just a help for you to get you out of it, right?
Right.
What?
Perfect example of that, like what you're saying. One day we came in and we were doing like the morning class, and then I had spoke to Brother Ariel. I broke order.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was doing stuff hard-headedly. I didn't do it like the right way.
Right.
And the Most High, soon when we left here, I got punished. Like, cause I was going to EO.
Right.
So I got to EO, you know, everything was good. Boom. All of a sudden, boom. I couldn't, phone work for nothing.
Right.
Then on the way home, call, boom, just break it down. And I already knew right then, like what it was. Most High would whoop my tail, like literally right then. Right.
But think about what he's doing. He's using little things. Right. The world don't get punished like that. They get punched real. Like think about this brother that, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna say your name because if you're watching, but it's an example, brother, to don't play around with the Most High. Like we just told this brother, man, you can't come getting here getting high. Brother didn't want to listen. Broke jaw, almost broke back. I'm not rejoicing in that. I'm just saying that's a wake up damn call. We ain't rejoicing in it because we want to get you from that. That's the whole purpose. We're not doing this here for just because it blows smoke. You know what I mean? Blow air. Sound right, sound loud. It's about saving some Israel. And the simple thing is that you don't got to go through those things. You're putting yourself through that because you're rebellious, hard-headed, stiff-necked, and stubborn. By us telling you don't get high and stop thinking you in the spirit when you high, that ain't doing nothing for us. That's saving you. But it's those things that brothers, you trying to control my life. Hey, go ahead and do what you want to do, bro. Let's see how it turns out. That's wicked. That's off. It's just those things, man, that Israel they take for granted. That seal, that covering. Go ahead, read the verse 42. Go ahead.
And have received glorious garments of the Most High.
Yeah, the only way we're going to receive these glorious garments is if when we continually reject the world and not grieve the Holy Spirit, the one that sealed us. Go ahead.
Take thy number, O Zion.
Go ahead.
And shut up those of thine that are clothed in white.
Yeah. He said, listen, those that are clothed in white, and yes, you can wear white, but This is talking about spiritual. They were clean. They were the ones that what? Didn't partake in the things of the world and separated themselves for the. That's supposed to be us. That's supposed.
God.
Go ahead.
Which have fulfilled the law of the Most High.
Keeping the laws, trying to keep the commandments, trying to do His will, right?
God.
That's supposed to be us. Go ahead.
The number of thy children, whom thou longest for, is fulfilled. Beseech thee power of the Most High, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
Man, that's what the Most High is doing to you. So if you're taking it bitterly because the change and the battle and the fight, you lost your mind. You better look at these moments and realize the Most High is with you. Go from there, go to 2 Ezra 6, verse 1. 2 Ezra 6 and 1.
2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 1.
Wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead, read that.
And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, and ever the winds blew,
right?
Before it thundered and lightning.
That's when he chose you. Go ahead.
Or ever the foundations of paradise were laid.
That's when he chose you. Go ahead.
Before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together.
Go ahead.
Or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys of Zion were hot.
Go ahead.
And ever the present years were sought out, and ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned. Before they sealed that, they gathered faith.
Hold on. What verse are you at?
I'm verse 5.
Verse 5.
Last precept.
And ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure. What is going to keep you through this time? What is going to keep you in these last days? That you believe and that you do the will of the Most High. That's what's going to keep you sealed. That's what's always kept you sealed. From your birth to now, keeping you in the Spirit and always trusting in the Most High and doing His will. Remember that. Remember, the Most High did this in the beginning. That's what's going to keep us. And I'm saying this because it's a warning. It's a warning because what the scriptures say. And I'm of course thinking ahead, but go from there. Go to 2 Ezra 7. 2 Ezra 7, verse 49.
2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 49. For what profit is it to us if there be promised us an immortal time?
Go ahead.
Whereas we have done the works that bringing death.
Stop. Just a reminder. You've been here. You've been doing the will of the Most High. You were called. You were chosen. The prize is there. What I'm saying is that we're in these times and you're going to have a lot of brothers and sisters go back. What's the benefit? You're promised this kingdom, but you go back to the world. You go back to foolishness. You go back to doubt. You go back to the old man and the old woman. This is what he's reminding us. Go ahead.
Verse 50.
Go ahead.
And that there is promised us an everlasting hope.
Yeah. You know everything you're doing. You're supposed to know everything you're doing is supposed to be for the Most High. It's supposed to be for that everlasting hope. That's why he said the present suffering can't be compared. That the glory that's going to be revealed in us. Read.
Whereas ourselves, being most wicked,
Right.
are made.
Right. Listen, because we were most wicked. Go ahead.
Are made vain.
Uh-huh.
Verse 51.
Because you know what he's saying? If you go back to that wickedness is nothing. What is happening to the wicked? Vain, vanity. You're being brought to the Netherlands, the no place. Go ahead.
And that there be laid up for us dwellings of health.
Right, but for the righteous, there's laid up for us the dwellings of what?
Of health.
Health. Keep your eye on the prize. Remember, man, that this world is temporary. America is temporary, and that's what we're supposed to be looking at. I got the seal of the Most High, man. Let me continue. Let me keep my eye on the prize. Go ahead.
And safety.
Read.
Whereas we lived wickedly.
Uh-huh.
And that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led.
Right, hold on a second. Verse 51, and there are laid up for us dwellings of health and safety, whereas we have lived wickedly. So what is he saying? The grace he's given us to return, to come back to the Most High, right?
God.
And the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them that have led a weary life. So where does that go back to? Ezekiel 9:4. That sigh and cry for all the abominations done in the midst thereof. Your spirit was crying out, Abba, Abba, Father, save me. And because you led a weary life. Drugs, dope, doubt, death, crack, right? You led that life. It says, whereas we have walked in the most wicked ways of all. Go ahead.
And that there should be shewed a
paradise whose fruit forever. You understand? Whose fruit endure forever. So how are we going to get these things if we don't continue and we don't keep growing? Y'all see that?
God.
Go ahead.
For we have walked in unpleasant places.
Where? Go ahead.
Wherein is security
Go
and
ahead.
medicine.
And what?
And medicine.
Go ahead.
Since we shall not enter into it.
Uh-huh. So what is the scriptures telling us? How are we going to get out of these things that's been destruction? How are we going to get the things that's promised to us? We keep doing the will of the Most High. You understand that?
God.
But we keep suffering and building and growing and changing. You understand?
God.
By we putting off the works of the flesh. We're not going to receive these things. And now you're saying, well, how does this go? Well, what's going on with now? Because a lot of people, a lot of Israelites don't see it. A lot of brothers and sisters, they're protected and they're what? They're still asleep. They think that it can't touch them. They think it ain't going to hit them. But that's not the right mind, man. Go from there to go to Revelations 14:4. Revelations 14:4. I'm sorry. You're going to get Revelation 14:4. You're going to read on. Read on in 2nd Esdras. Read down to verse 55.
God. Verse 54.
Go ahead.
For we have walked in unpleasant places.
Go ahead.
And that the faces of them which have used abstinence
right.
shall shine above the stars.
So what's going to happen? What should happen? The wicked are going to be punished.
And the righteous should be plain as day.
The righteous is going to be plain as day, but how did they get there?
By you exercising abstinence.
What is abstinence?
Not partaking into in what's going on in this kingdom.
Right. What else? What else? Yeah.
Restraint.
restraining yourself from wickedness.
Right? What else? See, abstinence, that word right there, abstaining, right? Refraining. And what are we refraining from?
To restrain or deny anything of the flesh.
There you go. Abstinence. You understand?
God.
We got to refrain, restrain, deny the flesh. Because the flesh always calls us. But stop thinking like this is something like a word. Yeah, the flesh. The flesh talking to me. Where does the flesh talk to you? It talks to your mind. In what way, though? What way does it talk to you?
Thoughts.
I'm going to show you how it talks to you. And I'm going to jump a little bit. I'm going to show you how it talks to you. Go to Timothy's. And this is what I was talking about earlier.
Verse 6.
Go to 2 Timothy's 3. Go to 2 Timothy's 3. I'm going to show you how it talks to you. The scriptures, is going to show you how to talk to you. Go ahead.
2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1.
Go ahead.
This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Right. Because this is what brothers and sisters forget. 3, verse 1. What happens when it says that we practice abstinence? The righteous practice abstinence. The wicked were dirty and negative, and they didn't restrain. They were filthy. They didn't fight. All right?
Right.
Well, what did we abstain from? Watch, read this. Go ahead.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
That's what we abstain from. Selfishness. We abstain from selfishness. Oh, I got the Bible. I'm good. Christ didn't say that. He didn't say get the Bible and you be good. He said get the Bible and learn this that you may teach others. But in the last days, the spirit of what is going to be pulling you? Selfishness. Not abstinence. Not restraining from selfishness and giving more. Like it says in Hebrews, right? It says, forsaking not the assemblies of yourselves together, but as the days come more and more, being united, dealing with each other, correcting each other. And I'm paraphrasing as you read down. You understand? It says correcting each other more and more as the days go on. It don't say, no, I get more secluded, more selfish-minded. I got to do me. But this is what's going to happen in these times. You want to know why I'm going over keeping the seal? Because this is the spirit that's going to pull you. In the last days, some become lovers of themselves. No, I'm worried about me. I got to get me and my family right. Everything we're building is supposed to be for each other. You know, when we tell brothers and sisters bring canned foods, that's not when the last days come and you need food. Oh, you know what? That was just for us, huh? That's selfish. It's about the unity. You see that? Because the world, that's what they're going to be doing. You think I'm BSing? Go look back at CNN and the story that the girl told. She said they were running or everybody's shooting, and she asked this person, could I get in the car? And they were like, no. They were like, no. Then the other boy told the story where the cop, he said he let him get in his car. But that's what people were doing. And guess what? In the last days, men shall wax cold and worse. Worse and worse. Because they're going to become lovers of themselves. They weren't built on unity. That's why all these people sitting around talking about, oh, you don't need brotherhood, you don't need unity. Guess what? They're going to be alone. They're going to be alone in those last days. And they get to depend on who? Their doubtful family. They selfish-ass family. That were what? That will kill them over $5. Because they didn't build in brotherhood. They didn't build in love. They didn't build in righteousness. So when you talk about abstinence, they didn't abstain from selfishness. They gave themselves over to be selfish, self-willed, self-motivated. Me. I'm worried about me. Well, we need this. No, me. Brother, look, we need to get this. Me. I'm doing me. But when it comes to your rib and your family, hey, could you? Oh, okay. You Mr. You until you need something. You understand? Men shall become lovers of themselves. Read. What else?
Covetous.
They're what?
Covetous.
Yeah. Like I said. This guy. So you get these guys, man, that just call you when they need something. But when it comes to the work of the Most High, oh yeah, I'm busy. I can't do that. Go ahead.
Boasters.
Right? Boasters. They want to boast about what? I'm free. I'm doing me. You got sisters on there mocking out. You see that? They boasting about what? What you boasting about? All carnal, all
proud.
The what?
Proud.
What's going to happen?
Proud.
They're going to get more proud. Killing thousands of people, and you over there talk about how you loved him. You got women out there talking about what they dress about and what this and that. I'm like, this is Israelites too. So-called Israelites. So-called, excuse me. Yisraelites. It shows you, brothers and sisters, priority. We got to walk with that seal and continue to clean and perfect ourselves and be and have works that the Most High is okay with. Because this type of mind is going to come. Go ahead.
Blasphemers.
They're what?
Blasphemers.
Yeah. Why is that more and more? You got more brothers and sisters blaspheming. Right?
God.
Just think about it. Is that going to be you? Go ahead.
Disobedient to parents.
Yeah. We see that. We see that with the regular kids, but it's talking about also your spiritual fathers. God. You got a lot of these brothers that what? Were taught, cleaned up, guided correctly. And what happened? They were disobedient to their parents, to their elders. Go ahead. That's why I'm trying to say, beware of that spirit. Beware of these. This is what hits me. I'm going through the list like I'm checking all those off. I'm fighting and going through and checking my, not by the word, but in deed.
Unholy.
What?
Unholy.
More and more brothers and sisters are going to prove that they're unholy. Go ahead.
Without natural affection.
Yeah, you know how you're supposed to have that brotherhood naturally? Not natural. It wasn't instilled in you. You still, all that's going to get cleared up. But how do we show brotherhood and love to our people, to brothers, whether this camp, that camp, this camp, or Israel out there in the world? Go ahead.
Truce breakers.
Yeah, truce breakers. That's what you're going to have. More. You got ribs. You made a bond with. And guess what? You're going to be breaking that. More and more. Basically, incontinent. You know what that means?
Yeah, they're not content.
No, incontinent. Watch. Look up the word incontinent. I'm going to show y'all something.
Oh, like continuousness or something? Like continuousness or something?
Watch. I'm not even going to butcher it. I want you to get the definition. Because when I looked up the definition, it's deep too, man. It's deep. Because it goes right. Remember, we went over abstinence, right? The Israelites was the righteous brothers, the ones in white, pure, getting themselves right. They're getting more they're refraining and restraining and controlling and changing and beating down that old man. Well, these people will be what?
Incontinent.
What you got?
Lacking self-restraint.
So, you see that? Abstinence is one thing, but these people, they start going right back in, oh no, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it like the old man. Lacking self-restraint and control. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, the definition.
Not being under control.
You see that? So at one point, the ones that are sealed is controlling, disciplining themselves. But everybody else, they're going right back to that old man. Go ahead.
Fierce.
Right, fierce. What? That's unforgiving. Like unforgiving. You got that fierce spirit, destructive, unwilling to see you through your brother. Your brother and you. Fierce. Go ahead.
Despisers of those that are good.
Yeah, they want to hate on the unity and the brotherhood. They want to hate on the love and the bond and the peace. They want to hate on that. They'll despise those things, but you see them every holiday. What? Little fake unity sex. Right? They're being unified when it comes to the holidays. When they boy call them up, they don't be like, no, you don't need no camp, brother. They be like, yeah, you'll go drink, get high as hell with your friends and your family. You'll go to your fake ass Thanksgiving meals and Christmas meals, right? But when it comes to unity with the body and the love and the bond of peace, oh, we don't need that. That's what the Most High is showing us, that they ain't gonna agree with the things that's wholesome and right and pure. Go ahead.
Traitors.
What?
Traitors.
Traitors. Straight out. Traitors. Go ahead.
Heady.
Yeah, all in their head. But that high-minded. That pride. Oh, I'm going to do it my way. Okay, do it your way, man. Go ahead, read.
High-minded.
There you go. Go ahead.
Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God.
There it is. You know why? Because they're really not dealing with abstinence. They're really not dealing with, I got to restrain and refrain and control. It's about what they want to do carnally. And that's why when you telling them about control and order and discipline, they're looking at you like, nigga, please. I'm going to do what the hell I want to do. Okay. Do that. Hold that. Go to Luke 17 and 25. So I'm showing you why. I'm showing you, man, that the world is ending and niggas ain't got no satisfaction.
Luke chapter 17, verse 25.
Luke 17 and 25. Read.
Luke chapter 17, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
And when he was demanded of the Pharisees.
17 to 25?
Oh, so like 20. That was like 20. But first, he must suffer many things and be rejected of this generation.
Go ahead. And what do we think we're going to go through? That's what a lot of people don't understand. What the hell are you? Listen, the world is ending. You're still battling and being purged in the spirit. Right? But that spirit trying to creep back in. Lovers themselves, heady, high-minded, right? All these spirits trying to creep back in. How or why? You got to watch that self-indulgent spirit. That you, it's about me spirit. It's going to tell us, read.
And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man.
Well, tell us about these ways, Luke. Tell us about what ways is it going to be. Read.
They did eat.
They did what?
They did eat.
Well, eating's not wrong. Is it? Well, why is he saying that? Like, eating's wrong, brother? So what, I can't eat now? That's how cats do us, right? So what, brother, I can't eat? I can't eat by myself? It got to be in brotherhood? Yes. It got to be in unity. It got to be in love. It got to be in righteousness. But what is it saying? Eat what? Go ahead.
They drank.
Right?
They married wives.
Well, is that wrong?
Well,
why is he pointing this out then? Because they're lovers of themselves. They're worried about them, theirs, and their household. They're worried about, you worried about what women you could dip in. But you're not worried about, man, how to build more for the spirit. That's why I said, you got to watch it. This is coming. Because why? It got to pull you back out there. And it gets you in this mode of like, oh, that's happening to everybody else, and that's really can't touch me. Read.
They were given in marriage.
They were what?
Given in marriage.
Go ahead.
Until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Yeah, they ignored what was going on. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to ignore and act like you're untouchable. Understand what has got us to this place. Abstinence, diligence, fervency, fighting, purging, losing, conquering. That's what got us here. Continually fighting to do the will of the Most High. Go ahead.
And the flood came.
Right.
And destroyed them all.
Go ahead.
Likewise also it was in the days of Lot.
Right. Likewise it was. Why? Because those are the things that constantly people were getting themselves into. They lovers of themselves, heady, high-minded. Everything, that third chapter kills everything. It shows you the mind state. So go through your checklist. Go through your checklist. Start from verse 1. Start from 1. Lovers of themselves. Damn, am I caught up into me and mine and my family and my household? But when it comes to charity and brotherhood and love and stepping outside of that, am I that? Am I heady? Am I self-indulgent? Am I just worried about my carnal self? Because that's what, like, all these things have in common, right? All those things have in common is selfishness. Go ahead.
They did eat. They drank.
They did eat and drink. Go ahead.
They bought. They sold.
Yeah, they eat and drink. What is that saying? That's not wrong. We're buying and selling now. So what is he saying? That was their only thing. That was their purpose. Is to survive and ignore what the Most High is doing to America, to you, protecting you. We can't fall back into that. Go to, where you at?
Luke chapter 17, verse 20, verse 28.
Come on, read. Uh-huh.
They planted, they built.
They what?
They planted, they built.
Uh-huh.
But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom,
right,
it rained fire and brimstone from heaven.
Right, and that's the thing. Where you building up treasures at? We're not doing this for nothing. And you know the crazy thing is not a scare tactic. This is for you. I'm realizing, man, you can't change nobody. Bro, you got to lay your brick in like any and everybody else. And if you don't, that's between you and the Most High. You could think this is scare tactics. This is us doing what we're supposed to be doing, warning you. That's all it's about. You know what I mean? The Most High showed me it don't matter. It's all going to come down like it all going to come down. It don't matter about no scare tactics. It's going to matter about, bro, what have you done? Sister, what have you done? Go from there. Go to Luke 12, verse 45. So what I'm doing is going through showing y'all what happened. And we're asking you this question. Where does your mind stand? As we're trying to get to the Most High, as we're trying to reach to the Most High, where is your mind at? Is it in building or turning back? Go ahead, read that, 12 and 45.
Luke chapter 12 and verse 45.
Go ahead.
But, and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayed his coming.
So which is one of the biggest problems that's going to happen with his servants?
Everybody think they just got time.
They say, hey, oh, you said that so perfectly. They what?
They think they got time.
They think they got time. Everybody wants to put off from day to day. Brothers think, oh yeah, I'll get over there and do that. You don't got time, huh? You don't got time. Where's your works? Where are you building at? What are you doing? You understand?
God.
Oh, giving in marriage and drinking and eating. That's what brothers think that's that I'm giving in my time. I'm teaching. Me, my rib, my kids. Who is my mother and who is my brother? But you see the problem is, what would the servants do? Go ahead.
And shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens.
Yeah. Okay, so nobody's beating anybody. But what is that symbolic of? You start to forget about the servants of the Most High. You're not worried about the servitude and your duty to the servants. You're worried about what? Eating, drinking, and giving in marriage. And what? Building your house while the damn ship is being built in the middle of the earth. They're looking at Noah like, okay, you keep building what you're building, I'm going to do what I'm doing. But there's something different here. You building something that's going to fall and crumble. Noah was building something that was going to save you and deliver you. Well, this is a typical... The Most High is telling you beforehand where the mind is going to slip to. You understand that? Where minds start to slip to. And they start to slip where? Heady, pride, selfish, right? Disobedient to parents. Go ahead.
And to eat and drink.
Right? Why keep saying that though? Like eating and drinking is wrong. Eating and drinking is not wrong. I'm hungry now. What is it saying that priority is? Their life. He said the kingdom of heaven is not meat and drink. He told them that. You worried about you all the time. Food. I gotta eat it, brother. I gotta get me, or else the Most High is gonna leave you out there. He ain't never left out there. He said, I feed the birds. I'm doing all that. Huh? Right. You see that? But how many scriptures we just went to and it keeps showing the same thing these people are into? Me. About me. I got to worry about me. And not understanding when you constantly are worried about you, you're not worried about the flock. You're not worried about his people. You're not worried about him. Go ahead, read.
And to be drunken.
And to be what?
Drunken.
To be what?
Drunken.
Why? Now you're getting into, I got to be deterred. I got to try to black out what's happening. I'm going to black out what the Most High is doing. He's destroying this damn place. And you what? You worried about getting high. All those people over there, the world is in it, and they worried about being at a damn concert. They sleep. But that's not why the Most High got them. That's not the concert. You know why the Most High got them? Because they ain't doing the will of the Most High. You know what I mean? It don't happen like that to the righteous. Like you said, the Most High check us with small things. Your car break down. He's like, okay, brother, to show you out of order. He's like, your rib got out of order. He don't send a nigga through and shoot you 40 times. You know what I mean? He don't do that. The righteous, he checks in other ways until you get wicked. And then you're like, okay, how long will you simple ones love simplicity? And scorners delight in scorning, and fools hate knowledge. When you get on that level, he's like, all right, now I got to show you. When you cry out, here's what's going to happen. The agnostic, they had an agnostic, I watched CNN. He's like, he was agnostic, but now he changed his belief. Yeah, 75 bullets to kill a nigga. Well, yeah, Jesus, oh, Lord, oh, get this bullet out my ass, Lord. He was agnostic. He was on CNN, yeah. They were like, he was agnostic. That was the intro. He was agnostic. Now he's changed. Hell yeah, you change. But is he going to change for the better? He's going to change for that false, now I believe in Christ, but I'm going to do what the hell I want to do anyway? Read.
The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not
when he what?
him. When he looketh not for him.
Right. So a lot of the mind state that's going to seep in to the servants of the Lord is me, and me. Why? Because don't be deceived. Like a woman in travail, this is going to happen. It's going to escalate. And then next time, it ain't going to be just 3 tornadoes and 2 earthquakes and 75 people dying over here it's going to double and triple to what? To like that woman in travail, it peaks. But what are you doing? You walking as wise or as fools? You looking around and you're getting comfortable because you're blessed because the Spirit and angels are around you and you got the seal. So you're going to do what? You're going to look at the servant, the servitude, the duty, the office, and start to abuse the office. Don't let it come in. We can't let that mind come in. You understand that? Go ahead.
And at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder.
Will cut him asunder. And that's what the Most High is reminding us. Know that these are the times. You understand that? Know that the Most High is doing this for a reason. You understand that? Go to Hebrews 10, verse 38. I jumped a little bit, so I'm going to add this.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 38.
Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 38. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence.
See? So what are we supposed to be doing during these times? What's supposed to be in our mind in these times? That we stay rooted. That our zeal increases. Our work increases. That we're trying to build more treasures for the Most High, physically and spiritually, through our works and through that inward man being changed. Go ahead.
Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward.
Right. You're at Hebrews 10:38.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 38. You said 35, sir.
That's fine. Read 35 on down. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 35.
Right.
Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward.
Go ahead.
For ye have need of patience.
You need a what?
Have need of patience.
And that's what we have to understand. We gotta look at the signs of the times and have need of patience. You see that? Whatever we're lacking in, we gotta be patient because it's gonna come. He's taking care of you. He will take care of you. Come. Go ahead.
That after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise.
Right. Don't give up now. Don't turn to 2 Timothy 3:1 and turn into that person. Heady, headstrong, loves of themselves, high-minded, disobedient to parents. Right? Don't turn into that. Don't turn into Luke, what was that? What was that? Luke what? Where it says, does he begin to beat the maid service? 12:45. Don't turn into ones that start taking for granted the office and abusing the office. Go ahead.
Verse 37. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come.
It's happening. It's happening. All this suffering. I was telling my rib this. You know, she was looking at this movie. She was like, wow, I wish we could be on an island like that and just live off the coconuts. And I'm like, yeah, what the hell you think we're working for? We're working for that. We're building for that. That way, in the future, in the kingdom, we can sit on an island for 70, 80 years because you can live to 1,000 years. We're not living for the moment. Paul said it himself the best. He said, if we were to live in this time without Christ, we would be miserable. If there was no Christ, like these Old Testament cats say, then we would be miserable. If there was no resurrection, then we would be miserable. If Christ never came and died and resurrected, we would be miserable. Because you know what that means? That means you're living on earth in hell. And the only way to be free is death. Right? We're living because we know these promises to be true. That when he says earthquakes and famines and pestilence and sword and destruction and kingdom rising against kingdom, we're looking around and saying, hell yeah. Let's get it. But there's a fear too. I've been saying that, but my heart's been like, why? Because you know, you're like all the scriptures is coming into play in my mind, and I'm like, what do you desire the day of the Lord? What day shall it be for you? You understand? Have I built enough? Have I recompensed and have I amended enough? You got Israel, man. You be like, you came in a week ago and you the one to second question and guess every motive. It's like, bro, we need you over here to, well, I gotta, really? Like, you don't get it, do you? That the Most High wants to see works? All right, bro. You're doing what you're doing. You stay busy giving in marriage, worried about your kids, feasting, worried about you. We're going to keep building. We're going to grow and hopefully put more work in, laying our treasures up in heaven, where moth and rust doeth not corrupt. You build your little kingdom here. Like we were talking about earlier. The Pharisees, right? They're doing it for the outward appearance. Go ahead.
And will not tarry.
And will not what?
Will not tarry.
Yeah, because the Most High is not tarrying. It's happening right before your eyes in your generation. Now, I'm not saying Christ is going to come tomorrow. I'm not putting a time limit on it. I'll be a fool to do that. But I know this. Look at the signs and the times. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 38. Now the just shall live by faith.
What?
The just shall live by faith.
The Most High is going to... Didn't we just read that in Esdras? We read the same thing in Esdras, that them in white robes, they were going to live by faith. Go ahead.
But if any man draw back.
But if any man what?
Draw back.
But you draw back to what? Bob, let's rewind one more time. I want you to read it real quick. 2 Timothy 3 verse 1. If any man draw back, let's put it in context, because everybody thinks draw back to what? Like you think like going back to eat pork. Like to what? What are you drawing back to? Read that. 2 Timothy 3 and 1.
2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
This note.
Me too.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
That's what you're drawing back to. Read it again, Zion.
But if any man draw back.
If any man what?
Draw back.
To what?
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
You're drawing back to being a lover of yourself. To what else?
Covetousness.
Read.
Boasters.
Read.
Proud.
Read.
Blasphemers.
Read.
Disobedient to parents.
Huh?
Unthankful.
Read.
Unholy.
Read.
Without natural affection.
Without what?
Without natural affection.
Read.
Truce breakers.
What?
False accusers.
Read.
Incontinent.
Read.
Fierce.
Read.
Despisers of those that are good.
What are they drawing back to? Read.
Traitors.
Read. They what?
Traitors.
Huh?
Traitors.
Read.
Heady.
Read.
High-minded.
Read.
Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High.
Because really, you know why I like stopping there? Because when the black man with the Mexican man, with a lot of brothers and sisters as Israelites, the only thing that really matters to them is themselves. They're more worried about yourself than your people. That's why the first scripture I put, Ezekiel 9 and 4, it says, they sighed and cried for all the abominations done in the midst thereof. Jeremiah said, for the hurt of the daughter of my people am I hurt. Yeah, you're fine. You're comfy in your nice house. You're good with your boo. But what about your people? How many of our people need this word, this knowledge? But you and your selfish ass, you won't get up and do something so we can keep growing and keep building. That's how I think. Yeah, I'm good. Me and my ribs, I'm good. My kids are good. Right? But what about everybody else? So you take your time and sit down and study when you want to. You take your time and sit down and put in works when you want to. But remember this, while your ass is lazy as hell and you thick as hell, grown over with thickness, your people are hurting. They still in the ghettos and the slums. They're still on crack and dope. They still need to be told. This is what they're gonna go back to. But us, man, we're gonna keep pushing and keep growing and keep building. And hopefully, through the graces of the Most High, He looks down on us. Go ahead.
But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him.
Yeah, the Most High, he doesn't have pleasure in those servants that begin to lose focus and beat the maid servants. He doesn't have pleasure in the sisters and the brothers, the wife of Lot, the mentality, looking back and worried about all the things back in Egypt and all the things back in Sodom and Gomorrah. He's not worried about you. Why? Because your heart is there. Our heart ain't here. Don't give a damn about this place. Everything we've gotten been taken. Everything we get is going to be gone. Everything. I have not had something for more than damn 5 years. Carnal. House, car, job. It's like always been gone. But guess what? I have never been hungry. I have never been one begging. I have never been that. The Most High has always taken care of me and my household. Because all we did was focus on our nation and our people. That's what it's always supposed to be about. Go ahead.
Verse 39. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition.
Yeah, we're not of them. We're not of them that draw back. Read.
But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
And that's what we're talking about. Like, what are we supposed to be getting from all the death and destruction and the turmoil that's going on in America and throughout the world? That the Most High is coming. Let me get to work. Right? Go from there. Last scripture. Go to Ephesians 5 and 15. Ephesians 5 verse 15.
Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
See then that ye walk circumspectly.
Yeah, you better walk. You better look at where the hell you at, what you're doing, where you stand with the Most High. Israel, they put on the fringe and they think what? They all of a sudden right to the Most High. I've been in 30 years, man. I still feel like scum. I still feel like I can't do nothing right in the eyes of the Most High. And there's nothing I can do to please him. Why? Because we're filthy as hell. And everything we think we're doing good, there's some negative damn thought within you that makes you see that you ain't nothing without the Most High. But yeah, brothers be tripping me out. I'm like, brother, you good, huh? You good with the Most High.
Like they've already attained.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'll get there, I'll do that. All right, Jesus. You powerful. I'm like, man, I'm going to keep building, man, and hopefully the Most High just, we're not good. We're not good. Whatever works we think we've done, guess what? Is not enough. He said all of our righteousness is as filthy rags. So, it shows you, man, cats lack understanding. Go ahead.
Not as fools.
Not as who? What?
Not as fools.
Yeah, don't be a fool. Don't be a fool and looking around and thinking you good and you worried about you. You got all these brothers and sisters watching online. They're foolish. They're foolish to think that the Most High is not going to fulfill his promise. You understand?
God.
They're foolish not to see that the Most High said the servants that didn't have their oils, they weren't ready. They're foolish not to see the parable that the servants buried their talents. You understand that? They're foolish to not recognize those scriptures. That we're going to be saved by faith and works. You're foolish to not see that. Because the Most High is promising it, and his ass whooping is promised to America, and guess what? It's happening. And you don't think we're going to get what's promised to us? So, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. Go ahead.
But as wise.
But as what?
Wise.
But as wise. Go ahead.
Redeeming the time.
That we're remembering the times. Go ahead.
Because the days are evil.
The days are evil. The days are evil, man. And it's going to keep increasing and build and build and build. And no matter the righteous, we're supposed to be increasing in the will and will of the Most High. Go ahead.
Wherefore, be ye not unwise.
Be not unwise. How? Being all those things in 2 Timothy 3. Go ahead.
But understanding what the will of the Most High is.
Go ahead.
And be not drunk with wine.
Right.
Wherein
is going back at exactly what we read in Luke 12, right? Luke 17. Why? Because they always going back into the flesh. I got to deny the spirit, so I got to block out those scriptures. I got to block out the word. So I got to be drunk as hell, high as hell. I got to divert my attention somewhere else. You got cats playing. I'm like, cats playing video games. Nigga, you 35 years old playing video games. What the hell's your problem? All your challenge down in you're teaching somebody online when you're playing those games. Come, I got you. Through the headpiece. Through the Xbox Live. I'm dropping it on them. Like, y'all, they think the Most High is a game. Like, really? Okay. It's sad. So, finish that. Go ahead, Art.
But be filled with the Spirit.
Right, and that's what we're supposed to be doing, being filled continually with the Spirit of the Most High. So, I mean, Israelites, he probably got 1,000 more scriptures. I know REI got at least 200,000 more. You know what I mean? So we can do this all night.
I'm just marinating on.
Yeah.
You know, it was like something that you said when I walked in about like Noah. You said you went to the scripture about them eating and drinking. Did you go there?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm just thinking about. You know, we're all supposed to be building this spiritual ark.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
To the saving of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
to our soul. But at the same time, we all have our individual ark, but then we're building this big ark.
Right.
And all these things that are going on around us, you know, it's easy for one to say, let me leave off the confidence if you're not rooted.
Right.
I mean, you gotta think about Moses. Think about Noah. And think about the fact that he was this one man in the midst of all these people that were just partying, drinking. Mm-hmm. He only had 7 other people with him that he was able to save. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like they were motivating him, he was motivating them. Right? And so, you know, it was just a couple of things that was hitting me as far as, you know, that confidence. Think about this, you build it. Think about when Noah built he built the ark.
Right.
He didn't know if it was gonna float. Think about it. Think about it. He built this ark. It never rained. He didn't know if it was gonna work.
Right.
He just had the confidence and the faith in the Most High to say, you know what? Let me do what I gotta do.
Right.
Let me fulfill my end, and the Most High will fulfill His promise. Oh, it's starting to rain. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Let's hop in the boat. Oh, it's raining for 40 days, 40 nights. It's raining. The windows of heaven are open, right? Mm-hmm. Let me send the, what did he send out? He sent out a raven.
Raven the first time.
The first time, right? Came back because there's no land for it to land on. You know, it's all these things that what if he would have lost faith? He wouldn't have been on that boat. What if he wouldn't have been able to save his family? You know, we gotta look, I look at that story and I always just think about that story because I feel like I'm building a spiritual ark to save my household, yeah, but to also save the people. Mm-hmm. And you know, I always look at myself and say, what if I don't continue? What if I let my confidence, cast not away your confidence that has great recompense of reward? For you have need of patience. What if I lose my patience? Am I going to end up as one of these cats getting shot in a concert?
Cast away.
Scripture says, woe to him who loses patience.
Woe to him that loses patience. Am I going to be getting picked off by a sniper? Am I going to be in the streets in some random conversation that gets me beat up and jumped? I can tell you from experience, I've been there. I've been there. I was that, where I say, you know what? It don't matter. I'm not gonna build my ark. You know, so you gotta really keep in your mind, why are you building? What's the point? Who you got around you that you want to save? Is it just me? Is it my family? Is it my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad? You know, you really gotta look at these things and think about it. The scriptures say, when you do the will of the Most High, then you get rewarded. See, a lot of us want it where we want the reward, and then we'll do the will. But the Most High wants to see something from each one of us. He wants you to put in So he can say, okay, this man is worthy. This sister is worthy. This brother is worthy of whatever I'm going to give him, because guess what? He took the first step. So, you know, all I'm really saying is continue to build y'all's ark, man. Keep building one another, keep studying, building your mind. Whatever family you got around you, deal with them, and don't let nothing sway you, man. It's easy. It's easy if your mind is not in the right place. It's easy. The scriptures say where there's no vision, the people perish. You got to give yourself a goal. In this life, you have to give yourself a goal. It ain't like I'm gonna just get a bunch of knowledge and that's it. What the hell you gonna do with it? What's up, Zion? Go ahead. What's up?
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 24 and verse 34. Read it. And this is just on a point about us not just working for ourselves, but it's for our families. It's for those around us that seek. But it's Ecclesiastes 24 and verse 34.
Go ahead.
Behold, that I have not labored for myself only.
Yeah, see, Noah wasn't laboring for himself only. You know, Noah was really trying to save the world.
There you go.
But guess what? The world wasn't trying to mess with him. Noah was trying to save.
The world wasn't coming.
The world wasn't coming. That boat was big enough to put people on it. But guess what? Only 8 people were saved. Read on.
But for all them that seek wisdom.
Right. See, the rest of the world didn't want to seek the wisdom that Noah had to offer. You think when he was building, like I said the other day in class, you think when a man is building a boat this big, ain't nobody walking around asking, what the hell are you building? And why? So he was teaching them, look, Most High is about to set rain on this earth. They're like, man, we ain't trying to hear that, bro. See, it's just like us. It's no different from us saying, look, the Most High is going to destroy this place. And guess what? You got people out there like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. Y'all been saying that. Y'all been saying it's the end. Guess what? The end started when Christ was here.
Right.
That was the end. That was the beginning of the end.
Well, correction. When Esau took a hold of Jacob's heel.
That was the end. So guess what? We've been in the end since Genesis. We've been in the end since Genesis.
That was the beginning.
That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
But look how long it's been. Look how long it's been. See, your patience is going to have to stand the test of time. For you have need of patience. Then you're going to get your reward. But we got to make sure, man, we got to keep building. We got to keep building our mind. We got to keep building one another. We can't let the things that are happening out there, and when I say the things that are happening out there, the pursuit of money, the fake pursuit of happiness, my picket fence, my dog, 2.5 kids, my SUV and car in the drive, like, you can't let that pull you away from the real stability. You can't let that pull you away from what's really going to get you into the kingdom. Build your spiritual ark.
Yep.
Build your physical ark. You got to.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah, and that's good, man. We just a reminder, we're not gonna have class. The Feast of Tabernacles starts sundown tomorrow, okay? And for y'all that didn't get a chance to hear, we're gonna be doing our 7 days of the feast. We can only do it at night when everybody's together, so that's why we're not gonna be having class. That's when majority of people get off work. So we won't be online from the 3rd to the 10th. So we just want to remind y'all, we'll be back here on the 11th or the next class after that, because we got the feast going on. All right, if you're local, you want to come join us. I keep saying it. What we do in our school is each brother household or each household hosts a feast. So it's pretty cool. It's fun. It's brotherhood. It's unity. It's what the scriptures say, a holy convocation, and we come together and we get our grub on in unity, all right? In commemoration of these days. Also, San Antonio wants to set up something that brothers come down one day. So maybe if we can do that, that'd be real nice to link up with San Antonio. We haven't seen them in a second. So if we can link that up. So just a reminder for y'all brothers and sisters online, listen, if y'all want to give any alms, any offerings, anything to support, help the school, we would appreciate it. It always helps out, whatever it is. I want to thank brothers and sisters for giving. alms and offerings or whatever you give. We appreciate that big time. Okay? So, that's it. We got anything else? Any questions online, sis? Yeah, what we got?
Are the books in the Bible go in detail about life on earth before Adam and Eve?
No. It don't go into that. You know? It don't go into that. So, yeah. Is that it? All right. Anything else? Y'all want anybody? Y'all ready for these feasts?
All right.
Con. We're not going to be able to join you, but we know it's going to be fun. We're finna leave for Arizona. So, just a reminder in that also, we're going to be out in Arizona from the 6th to the 30th. So if you brothers and sisters know anybody out there that want to have class, hit us up. We get down. We're going to do this. All right? Is that it? Okay. Everybody salute them online. Say shalom, y'all.
Shalom.
All right? And I imagine what Panya Ha, right?